Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your man's Uncle Freezie. What's good? What's good? Yo, just coming to hang out with y'all for a few minutes, man. Seems like I hadn't been with y'all in about a week. Um, just want to come in and rock the spot, have an open conversation with my peoples. Vince Bowers, what's good? Mr. Vince, what's good, man? It's good to see you. Mr. Vince says, hope you feeling better, Uncle Freezy. Yeah, I've been trying every home remedy known to mankind to feel better, man. So I had what they called Omicron, whatever variant of whatever. So yeah, and been having me down, man. Yeah, and I had to take the diabetic route to what I'm saying to wellness in this case, and it's not a deal. For those that don't know, it was something I was born with. Ain't nothing I could do about that. So for the fact of me still being around, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. Eli M, what's good? And yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. Eli M, listen, I'm trying. For the last year or so, I've been trying to eat healthy, do the right things and all of that stuff, man. So I was joking with, I don't know if it was D Poetic or G Man or somebody. I was joking around with somebody 2 or 3 days ago that I had never seen a um orange wedge fly at 800 miles per hour. Yeah, I couldn't even hold orange wedges down, bro. Orange wedges was holding your man down. I'm so embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? So it's for a dude my size. I can't even eat orange wedges. Yes, I'm embarrassed. Pudge Nice is in the building. Pudge Nice, is good to see you. Danny Landis is in the building. Matter of fact, let me throw my invite in here for Danny Landis, man. Yeah, man. So let me put that for everybody. Yeah. Jalbino 59 says strength and good health to you, Uncle Freezy. Thank you. I appreciate that. So still Knicks fans in the building says, what's good, Knicks family? Salute to the chat. Salute to Uncle Freezy. Hope you're feeling better, bro. We are all better when Uncle Freezy is good. Well, listen, I hope y'all be really good for a really long time, man. You know me. I watched the joint earlier, man. It was a really good show. You did good. Hey, Ron, you knew when to step in, when to step out. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? When you have a bunch of moderators from other joints that come onto your joint, sometimes it'd be, but you was, I really liked how you did that. You know what I'm saying? You know. Chuck Allen, what's good? What's good, man? Eli M says the champ is here. Yeah. I don't look like the champ right now. I don't even feel like the champ. I feel like the champion of the world. Yeah, Lily Phillips was good. Was good. So I don't know. I don't know how to do this thing. I don't know if I should do it KMD style or just do it ad hoc. I feel like I should just do it ad hoc and just bring everybody in as they come. But then again, it's been so long. It's been so long. Um, Why is this thing not right? I don't. It's been so long that. What are we doing? What are we doing here? All of our stuff is missing. No, it's not missing. There it is. Hold on. I got some people backstage. Hold on. Let me do it. I'm gonna just do it. How we been doing it. Yo, that beat drop is always fire, bro. What's up, Chuck?
Big Freezie, great to see you, my guy.
What's good?
G Poetic was good.
Nice to see you. Ready to go.
It feel like a family reunion in here, man. Already, we ain't even start talking yet. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even start chopping it up yet, man. It feel like a family reunion. Yeah, man. I've been listening to y'all, man. Y'all been rocking and rolling, bro.
You know.
Yeah, man. I mean, I had a couple things that I wanted to put out there in the Knicks universe.
Of course.
Right? And I don't think it's difficult, right? I think as a Knicks fan, as Knicks fans, right now, clearly we are upset with the direction of the team on the court.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as a franchise, I feel like we have been stabilized, right? There's no bickering behind the scenes. There's no team president going in one direction, GM going in another direction, the owner trying to chase down both, the head coach is saying ridiculous stuff. I think so. In terms of stability, franchise wise, I think this is the most stable this franchise has been. Maybe since I've been a Knicks fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the legit. Now, with that said, have we been making moves? No, but in terms of stability, like backstabbing, backbiting, secret sauce. My sauce tells me that Perry and such don't get along. So you don't hear any of that stuff nowadays, right? But in years past, that's all you heard. It's what kept the back pages going. The Knicks rumor mill. You know what I'm saying? Especially when, I think, you think we should get Ron an intro? What's up, Ron?
Hell yeah,
Yes.
Ron need an
Hell
intro.
yeah.
Okay.
What's going on here? Oh man, I'm good. I don't need no intro, man. I like these
He's being
intros are great,
modest.
bro.
Give him an intro.
And no, it's because generally what happened is so I have a quota, and I try to be nice about it. But if you hadn't been on the show like 100 times, I'm not doing you no intro. I'm talking about if you legit hadn't been up here about 100 times, I'm not wasting time, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because if that's the case, everybody would be like, "Yo, Uncle Freeze, do me an intro." Like
Mm-hmm.
I just go in the back and just do a joint. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
respect
so
that, man.
no, not you, man, not you. You already been here like 1,000 times. It seemed like. You know what I'm saying? But no, what I'm saying is man, you have to put work into this stuff. So anybody that does production, bro, my hat is off. Yeah, I would take my hat off, but my hair is so nappy right now, bro. I legit tried to take this comb through it just now, and I'm like, no.
Because you need a hair pick, not a
Yeah,
comb.
yeah, I know. I know, and people tell me, yo. So it's funny how you have to be reminded of your blackness from other black people, and then you use general products like this right here ain't really meant for anyway.
Man. I was
So
just gonna sit back and watch you guys, but you know what? I'm like, damn it. I can't sit back and watch. I like to be, one of those. I remember when Uncle Freezie made his return. I was there.
yeah,
There you go. That's the
yeah,
spirit.
yo, I just legit just, and this ain't even funny, but legit the other day I tried to eat an orange slice and I vomited it, bro, and threw it up.
Oh,
It was
whoa.
like it took off. It took, man, bro, like 800 miles per hour. I was like, yo, I have never seen an orange slice move that fast before, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, right? So, but anyway, and the same thing for peppermint earlier today. I'm like, oh, but anyway. So what I'm getting at is I think that as Knicks fans, where we are is a level of frustration that things are not going as well as what we want them to. Oh, hold on. Let me bring my guy in real quick.
Mhm.
Oh, gee,
What's
what's good?
good? What's good in the neighborhood? What's up, panel? What's up, Chuck? What's up, D? What's up, Ron?
So, Rob,
What's up,
Man, going through it, bro. Going through it,
Hey,
man. Yeah, man. But I was just telling the fellas. I think as Knicks fans right now. Where did I put Danny Landis? Okay. Hey, Danny. I deleted the your intro because I didn't like it. But you could best believe I'm doing you another one.
Oh, you're the man.
Yeah, I didn't like the other one because the audio. It was a little kid doing extra,
Yeah, I
and
remember that
then
one.
yeah, and I was trying to do and do the audio of Danny Landis. Lucas, what's good?
He wants to say feel better, right, Lucas?
Yeah, feel better.
Both of us
Thank you,
were.
man.
He was sick. We were both positive too. 2 weeks ago.
Oh
oh wow,
man. Oh man. Yeah, I had the thing that messed me up, man, is that I take certain medications, and so I couldn't do certain things like normal people in order to get better
Oh,
sooner.
damn.
So I had to not take anything and just fight through it because what happened, some of that stuff would either drive my blood pressure up, you know what I'm saying, and don't want to have that happen, or it'll drive my blood sugar up crazy, and I
Oh,
don't want to have that happen either.
no way.
Yeah. So some of that stuff I just had to fight through. So, but
Well,
we back, we here. So
hey, could I just say this real quick, man? Look, I'm happy that you getting better on the course of good health. Like I said, we need you here. We need to see you out here. You make us all better. But let me. This is
Absolutely.
just a message for everybody else that's here, and for those tuned in that are watching. Listen, I don't know what the government's doing. I'm not trying to get all preachy and get all into all of that stuff. But regardless of what's happening, we need to take care of ourselves and do what we got to do to keep ourselves right and righteous. Because you know what? They say this Omicron thing is probably going to get all of us, but at least the strength of it is not as bad as some of the prior versions. But we don't know what's going to happen in the future. They could come out with some joint that's strong and contagious. So just
Right,
take it easy, man. Be out there in them streets. Do what you got to do. That's all I'm saying.
right, right. And what I will also say to that is remember, no matter how well you take care of yourself, you could always do better. In
Oh,
any in
yeah.
any machine that runs at optimal condition for a very long time will need repairs. So just keep that in mind as you
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, you go about doing your things and such. So just want to make sure, and that's a message of love too, not just a message of me trying to be out front of anything. But and I appreciate that, man. So what I did want to get into, and I do think what Knicks fans want to hear is the Knicks fans right now want to hear a message of where are we headed right now, right? And how soon can we get there? But let me say this in the midst of what seems to be the opposite of what I'm about to say, right? So let me say this. So the Knicks right now are in my opinion, safe mode, right? So I think the Knicks are in safe mode, right? Where a lot of times wins and losses dictate the immediate path of the franchise. In this case, I don't think you can. Um, I've been hearing a lot of people say Tibbs is not the right coach for this team. I disagree. I've been hearing a lot of Julius Randle might not be the guy. Um, I disagree.
Wow.
I've been hearing a lot of the front office may not be doing enough to um, get the team where we want it to be in the future. I don't know if I agree with that either. What I would say is this. What I would say is this. It is easy for a team to taste a little success, right? Get King's disease and fall back into the place where you were before, right?
Hmm.
And for those that don't know what King's disease is um, where you get so robust and so fat off of nothing. You just you have some success and you just eat off that success. And I think in the long term stability of this franchise, I think we should be in a mode of establishing a core of culture,
Hmm.
right? Even if the players change, you want the culture to still be in place,
Hmm.
right? And I think we're at a place where, well, let me start by saying this. I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but there was a time when 3 years ago when the players just like, yo, either they was gonna play or they wasn't.
Hmm.
Some players came out to play, and some players you could when they stepped on the floor, you could tell they just didn't feel like playing, and it didn't matter because you ain't had no backup to snatch them off the court with, right? Now I don't know if y'all remember the oh yeah, y'all remember this game, the Memphis game where Alfred Payton pushed Jay Crowder on
Hmm.
the national televised game.
Right.
Yeah, remember that?
Break my
Hmm.
fingers.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And so what happened is the starters came out and RJ Barrett was playing as hard as he could play. And Randall was playing Randall was trying to play, and there was no chemistry, no nothing. It was a bunch of vets and one young guy, and Fizdale took out the vets and brought in the young guys, and the young guys cut into the lead. The lead was 20. They take out the vets, put in the young guys. The young guys had cut the lead to 9. They bring back the vets. The vets come back out, and they'll let the balloon lead jump back up to. And you could tell that group of players didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Not about basketball, not about their basketball life, because in the grand scheme of things, these dudes are so elite that they know that they're gonna find a job in the NBA somewhere, right? It's like the King's disease, right? So, but that game, the young hungry guys kept cutting into the lead, and then the vets would get up off the bench and walk past Fizdale and come back in the game. And we like, what? Fizdale didn't even point to them. They just doing what they want to do.
Mm.
They legit just, are they subbing themselves into games? In a nationally televised game. And then the game was so disgusting in my mind. The only reason why I even brought it up is because it was a nationally televised game. And then after this thing breakout with the Knicks, a veteran of our team that some people liked got in front of a camera and then started talking about dudes on other teams being, whatever, using all kind of words you shouldn't use in a nationally televised audience, right? And so now you don't have that certain stuff. Now while the effort, or you know what, I'm not even gonna say effort. I'm gonna say while the execution has been up and down some based on defensive matchups. What the thing you can't say is that players don't play hard for Tibbs. If somebody says that, then I challenge them to point out, and I'm not talking about like a play here or a play there. I'm talking about when a dude just say for 5 or 6 straight games he ain't gonna play hard. Mm-hmm. Under Fizdale, you saw that. Under Hornacek, you saw that. Like, dude's just like, man, I'm just not feeling this, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and get my check. So I think Fizdale. Fizdale. Lord have mercy. I think Tibbs is clearly establishing a culture of winning. The only thing about the culture, though, the culture changes, is that we all understand as adults, we all understand that Rome wasn't built in a day. And so even though it's only been a year and a half, it's been what, about 110 games under Tibbs, 120 games under Tibbs, that it's going to take more than that to establish what it is that he wants to do. Right. And so what I say to Knicks fans that are frustrated with the Pelicans loss is this: hey man, look, we have to look beyond where we are right now. Let me bring my man. In here real quick so he can. Where is it?
That's your man, is that it?
That's it. Superman.
What time is it?
I would like to introduce.
We need a beat.
Put up.
There you go.
Freezie, can you put that up again? That Super Randall thing on the show Lucas. That was funny.
Super Randall?
Yeah. Watch.
Let me see if I can find it. Man, Super Randall.
Watch, buddy.
And so I have them queued, and then where is it? Because I have them labeled, man, and then I move. Oh, there it is.
Watch.
Okay.
Super Randall. See, that's gonna be you tomorrow in your game, buddy.
Yeah,
Super
Super
Lucas.
Randall. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Thank you.
but so one of the things I wanted to establish as somebody that tries to be one of the positive Knicks fans is over the years I've seen this similar situations play out over and over again, and what separates the successful regimes from the ones that are not successful is when they reach this point right here that we're at. The ones that are not successful, they give up, they quit, and then they change directions. They're like, oh man, the fans are upset, so now we have to trade away all of our pieces and try and sign somebody in free agency come the summertime. Well, there's no superhero coming in free agency this summer, right? What I would say is, so I spoke with my man D Poetic, and he mentioned something, and I want to have him build on it, right? But what I would say is that this organization is in a very good place, even though the wins and losses are not what. So basically what I'm saying is the win-loss record does not quantify what I'm saying, even though I feel like we are in a decent place. I feel like the front office is, and you can tell I've been sick because I want to say this and it frustrates me. The front office is still making inept moves, but you can tell now by the Cam Reddish trade that they at least want to do something, right? I've been the harshest critic of them, but overall, I think I'm gonna take Rob the OG. I'm gonna take his stance on some of this stuff and just say, man, we should be patient with this thing. Because Ron, for instance, if the Knicks don't make the playoffs this year, is it going to be the end of the world?
Not for me.
Not for me either. I want the Knicks to win the championship.
Stop.
But if they don't win it, you know. What's up, Sam? What's up, Chuck? What's up, Stafford?
It was good, Freezie. I'm glad you're feeling better. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody on the panel. Peace and blessings.
Blessings, Freezie. Good to hear you. Sounding good. Salute to the panel. Okay. Salute to the chat. Y'all
doing NBA 101 tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Word.
4 p.m.
Word, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I kind of look forward to y'all joints, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be looking forward to your joints, man, the content and all that stuff, man.
Hey, Freezie, they wrote a book for you. You should read it.
With the Bible?
Nope. Blood on the Garden Floor. The Flagrants of the New York Knicks, written by Chris Harrington. It dropped this week.
Yeah, I heard
about the 1990 Knicks behind the scene. I got mine. It sold out, but I got mine on Amazon. It should be here tomorrow.
Oh wow! I'm gonna try to get me a copy of that.
And salute to Chris Herring, man. I didn't mean to cut you off, Rob. I was just saying salute to Chris Herring because I'm actually really surprised that so many Knicks fans have been looking forward to getting this book. It's all over the place. People are talking about it, so good for him, man.
Yeah, it's sold out. I tried to go to Barnes and Noble today to go pick it up. It was because I was going to send the one. I ordered it from Amazon on Thursday, but then I went down to Barnes and Nobles. I was going to send the other one back or give it away, do something like that. But they didn't have it. They were sold out.
Hey, Ron, do like what my auntie used to do back in the day. When you get the book, make a lot of photocopies of the pages and just send it to me.
I think they said it's about 300 pages, bro.
Don't worry, I'll go by Office Depot and send you a pack of pages.
Yo,
And Rob, let us know how that book is, by the way,
Oh yeah,
because
no
it'll be
doubt.
nice to have us, especially the younger fans, learn that history and learn those
Oh
things
yeah,
that went on throughout
yeah. I
the
was
season.
gonna get with Aunt D on the Sunday old school Knicks and go through it like after
Nice.
I read it and then bust it down like that and give everybody the
and
excerpts
you
of it
said
and
Chris
everything.
Herring, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we used to he used to chop it up with us on Twitter. Was you
Yeah.
one of y'all? No, y'all not in the Twitter. Okay, so he used to be, yeah, man. So maybe we can get him to come on the show. We'll see.
Oh yeah, he was on Knicks Film School. He
Yeah,
dropped
man.
by there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, maybe we can
Yeah,
get
he
him to
was.
come on and hang out for
Yeah,
a few
I'm
minutes.
sure. I'm sure he'll drop by.
Yeah, because stuff like that, bro. That's right. That's right up our alley, right there, bro. That's right. That's right in our wheelhouse, right there. Especially if it and so no disrespect to the younger crowd, but if you are a Knicks fan in your 50s, you know what I'm saying? You know this stuff that we be talking about most of the time, bro, is like right in our wheelhouse, like our prime Knicks rooting years. Like we legit just like, for instance, when I bring up names like the human eraser, you know what I'm saying? Cass was like, the human eraser? Who are you talking about? That's kind of like in that age where the Knicks used to sign guys from other teams, and they used to get to New York and not do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Back when, dare I say, the Knicks traded my favorite player for a dude named Bernard King. And why I'm bitter about that. People are like, why you don't like Bernard King? Well, you traded my favorite player for him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's say for instance, if you know what I'm saying, the Knicks were to trade RJ Barrett for DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte Murray.
Right? People be
Right?
like,
People be like, what?
Feedback.
Feedback.
okay.
Who that was?
I'm not sure. But yeah, so if the Knicks trade RJ Barrett for DeJounte Murray straight up, y'all be like, DeJounte Murray came here and was balling with Julius Randle. And y'all be like, well, Uncle Freezie, why you don't like DeJounte Murray? Well, you traded my favorite player for this dude. You know? I mean, you know, it is what it is.
But they
you know?
traded your favorite player for somebody that led the lead in scoring for the Knicks. Your Royal Highness. Come on, get over that.
And he from Brooklyn. And he from Brooklyn. Yes,
Yeah.
I know. But OG, what I'm
Who
saying
was
is,
your favorite player? Rory Sparrow?
no, man. No, man. Michael Ray Richardson.
I thought it was Louis Orr.
Hey,
Man, look, it took Michael Ray 2 days to figure out he was traded.
Yeah, I know. Because he was high. Because he was high. You know that?
Yeah, he was high.
Yeah, because man. So yeah, man. The dude. So I don't know how the story. I don't know how y'all got the story, but they had to find the dude to tell him he was traded.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'll tell you one thing that a lot of young Knicks fans don't know. I didn't even really know it till I did my little research because I never really saw him play. Michael Ray Richardson was a bucket.
oh, you know, he was ahead of his time.
Yes, man.
Oh yeah.
Triple doubles was a stat when he played. He would have probably had 100 of them.
Yeah. Russell who?
Yeah. And he was, man. And so the thing is, when we got him, when we got and so Knicks fans tuning in just to hang out. I don't have a title for the joint. It's just we just hanging out, man, just chopping it up.
Yeah.
But Michael Ray, we thought when we got Michael Ray that we just found the next Clyde Frazier. You know what I'm saying? Because he could do all the stuff that Clyde Frazier could do, except he was a little bit bigger, a little bit faster. Now he wasn't crafty like Clyde. Clyde was smooth and crafty. Clyde was it at point. But I don't remember Clyde that much because I was young, man. Shoot, when Clyde was in his prime, I was like 7, 6,
right.
maybe. When Clyde was in his prime, when Clyde was winning, when Clyde was when they was winning championships, man, I was like a kindergartner. You know what I'm saying? So I don't remember like those championship years because I was a baby back then. You know what I'm saying? But I remember Clyde. I remember loving Clyde when I was like in, you know, and whatever. Y'all know how it is. But Michael Ray Richardson was like my Clyde Frazier incarnate. That was going to be my generation's point guard. And come to find out, he came to New York, got into this New York lifestyle, and it just took him on out the game. You know. And so
salute to Clyde though, Atlanta's finest. Salute to Clyde.
Yeah, Clyde. Yeah, Clyde is the American dream, bro. Clyde is something. But to that point though that I was I'm making about trading away my favorite player is like when you as a Knicks fan, once you attach your heart to something, man, and it gets taken away, then you like, yeah, I don't know if I can root for the next guy. And you know what? And I tell you what, it's a generation of Knicks fans right now that did not like the Sprewell trade. Right? Some people are like, I didn't like the Sprewell trade, right? And while at the time I didn't like the Sprewell trade, the reason why I didn't like the Sprewell trade, and for a lot of people, they didn't like the Sprewell trade because they love John Starks. Right? But in order to get Sprewell, you had to trade Starks.
Right.
The Knicks didn't want to trade Starks. They wanted to keep him. You know what I'm saying? But they was like, yo, nah. In order for us to get Spree, because you know they offer like Hubert Davis and a whole bunch of other, and they like we don't want no damn Hubert Davis. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. So
I'll tell you like this, Freezie. You know about the stuff you were saying before about the Knicks present. I say like this: you just got back. I want you to get comfortable again. Okay, I want you at full strength before we go back and forth with this stuff. Okay, because there are a couple of points that I think are wildly ludicrous. So, you know, we'll go ahead and we'll chop it up at another point in time, and we'll just leave it at that for that.
No, you don't have to. No, man, we don't have to ease into nothing, bro. Because in case you ain't noticed, I weave a wicked web. So be careful about how you know into these things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know what you want to say. You want to say that that this Knicks franchise is not as stable as it used to be with Isaiah Thomas. I know that's what you want to say. No, that's what you alluding to. No, that's what you're alluding to, right?
No, nope.
Okay. This Knicks franchise is not as stable as it was with Steve Mills. That's what you're alluding to, right?
Look, hey, Freezie, you know what you're doing? You're making me have bad memories of the hoopty that couldn't make it to point A to point B.
Oh,
right?
So you must have heard the story about me dating Mona? Is that what you said?
Dope story.
No, I didn't hear that one actually.
Okay.
Good old Mona.
Yeah, man. But
and so anyway, you're trying to sell me this Oldsmobile, right? That ain't got no air conditioning, ain't got no power windows, right? And the brake line's been acting up for the past 5 months.
Right.
I'm saying you could do that because you could always repair the Oldsmobile, and it could run fluidly.
Right.
But at the present time, it's still a lot of repairs that need to be made. But you want me to be optimistic that I could drive 200 miles with it at 90-degree weather with no AC, no power windows, and a faulty brake line.
See, the thing about it is you come from bread, so you don't know what it's like to struggle. And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Are you crazy?
Ain't nothing wrong with a charmed life, bro.
You crazy, son.
Ain't nothing wrong with a charmed life, bro. What I'm saying though is, so OG, let me ask you this: when you first got your car, when you got your first car, I'm gonna just assume that it was probably because the OG is, if we around the same age, I think he got me by a couple years or so, maybe by like 3 or 4 years, something like that, whatever. whatever. I ain't judging. I'm just going whatever. When you first got your first car, was your first car new? Your parents bought you a new car?
No, they didn't even buy it. I had to buy it.
Word.
Right.
right, right. And so I'm gonna ask y'all. Anybody on the panel know what a Chevette is?
Yes.
You know I do.
Some you should never get.
Right. So not only did I have one back in the day, I reminisced about a Chevette and bought one 2 years ago. Right? OG, 2 years ago I bought a silver 4-door Chevette.
Wow.
Right? Just cause I was like, yo, this is neat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nostalgia.
Yeah. So but anyway, what the point I'm getting at though is this.
Is that you think I came from bread?
No, I don't think that. I know that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
He said, "I know that."
Wow.
Wow. I didn't even catch that.
He quick with it.
Yeah, Freezie.
But so what I'm getting at is be careful about the stuff that you feel like you need right away, because the things that you feel like you need right away may not be the things that you need right away. Like for instance, what the Knicks need right away is stability on and off the court. Right? See, because before Tom Thibodeau, before Leon Rose, we used to have a lot of stupid stuff. We used to have ex-players trying to fight the owner in the stands. Anybody remember that?
Oh,
anybody remember celebrities complaining about the exits that they were coming in and out of, and why they shouldn't be going out on the street with common folks and all of that stuff?
Well, yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. And then after it all happened, people put the participants was blaming the franchise, but the franchise was saying that they made numerous telephone calls and sent numerous emails to the celebrity about how they were changing this for a safety reason. And then when they approached him about it, he blew up and was like, yo, do me like Oakley or whatever. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff, you don't hear a lot of this stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's stability on and off the court. Knicks are trying to get to a place of respectability. Like this is not a clown organization. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you don't hear certain things like you used to hear. Now the win-loss record, of course we want every team wants their team to be undefeated. You ain't going, and no team is going 82-0.
Yeah, we know that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so the thing about it is the organization is trying to improve the product on the floor as swiftly as they can, right? Without risking future assets at the same time. Right. And so what I would say to Knicks fans is, I know this low feels like an all-time low. Right. But so did that loss to Memphis when Elfrid Payton pushed pushed Jay Crowder. Right. That felt like an all-time low. The game where LeBron James shoved Frank Ntilikina, that felt like an all-time low when they came in here was flipping bottles on the sideline. That felt like an all-time low. Right. The only thing that this organization has done since they've been here is rocked with a winning record. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know why that's frustrating, because during that time, we've seen two teams that are not championship contenders win NBA titles, and y'all are thinking like, well, why can't that be us? Well, it can't be us yet. It will be us soon. But like all organizations that win titles, they have to tighten up from the inside out. So you tighten up from the inside out, and then you win your championship.
That's true, but you need something first that mends all those pieces together. You need something that you can build around. You need a guy on your team that you can say, I'm going to have this guy for the next 4 or 5 years, and I'm going to spend my next 4 or 5 years building around this guy because we feel we can have championship aspirations. Do we have that?
I thought we did.
No,
but
we don't have a
No.
franchise-changing player. No,
We
but we
don't.
have building blocks.
We have a lot of role guys.
You could say
Right.
that, but we don't have the franchise-changing player.
And not up until we had that, now whether we draft it, develop it, or acquire it, we're never going to this promised land that Freezie likes to build for us to drive the Oldsmobile with no power windows with a faulty brake line too.
Bro, I listen. I know y'all come from a different place. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, like I spent.
Freezie, I was broke as hell for years. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about right now. Okay, good.
And you don't give me that impression right now, though. Is what was going on?
Because I'm refined.
Yeah.
That's okay. No problem.
Can I say one thing quick about Julius?
Freezie, you're funny.
I just want to say one thing quickly about Julius. So would it be ideal if he came out in the media and addressed us after every game? Yeah. Would that show leadership? Like, I think RJ's shown a lot of leadership after games and been real accountable. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I just care about how you play on the floor. If you show leadership on the floor, like at the end of the day, I don't really care if Julius doesn't want to talk to the media after the game. I'm cool with it. I wasn't cool with it because he didn't show up, but I would be cool with it if he actually changed actions on the floor. I just wanted to get that out there. Some people in Knicks land are killing him more for not addressing the media than what he's doing on the floor, and trying to compare it to, well, Carmelo always stood up to his locker, and that's true. Carmelo did. But I don't really care much about what they say after the games because it's all about action for me. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay.
I'll only go for 5 minutes.
I mean, I know Julius hasn't played great, but I care more about how to get him to play at a higher level on the court, not really what he says to Mark Berman after the game. I really don't care about that because at the end of the day, what they say to me, while, yeah, I watch all of it, I know at the end of the day, it really is all about what they're doing in practice to fix the issues and what they do in the games. So,
Spreewell,
what's up?
You filming from prison or something? You look kind of dark.
I'm in my little. I'm in my little den, man.
So his core links.
I got
like
to break
a
away
cell
from.
wall right there.
Yeah, it's my little cell. We can call it that. That's fine.
I'm sorry, that was just funny.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
So you care about Randall on the court? That was your point?
I mean, my point is like, so yeah, some people on Knicks, I saw people talking about Carmelo comparing after games. Was Carmelo stand up after the games when the Knicks lost by 30? Yeah. Did I care as much about what he said after the games? I thought he was good with the media. That's fine. You want to say Carmelo's better with the media than Julius? Okay. I just care about how you play on the floor at the end of the day. Obviously, you want your star player to show accountability. To me, Randall not getting a tee, getting the troops lined up, getting the team back on track on the floor is way more important to me than what he says after the game because he knows he's stinking it up. He can't be – I mean, like, if you watch how he's played, if you have any type of self-awareness, if you don't, Tibbs should be telling him that this is how you have to fix it. Like, I don't need Mark Berman to tell him that he stinks. He already knows he played bad. So like I don't know, man. I just Julius is not in a good place, but I think he's not the only one. But I think he can fix a lot of it. But I'm not gonna bash him because he didn't address the media to me. I'm bashing him for the play.
Julius, really, far as I'm concerned, I think Julius need to be checked. And I'm not talking about by the media, anything like that. It's got to be by his teammates because he's not good to his teammates. That's what it seems. You don't push your teammate trying to restrain you in that way. You know, I can see you pulling the arm, but you borderline violent. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't look good. Even if it's not your intent, it doesn't look good on screen. It doesn't look good to the public. It doesn't look good to the fans. You know, if you want to have that mentality, you got the opposition right there to inflict all of that on. And that's one thing about it. Like the media, I really don't care whether he talks or not. That's a $25,000 fine. How long y'all want to pay it before somebody in public relations saying, "Yo, you got to chill"?
Yeah.
But it's to his teammates, and that's what. And it feels like to me, with me playing ball, when you get that person, he can be skilled, but it just seems as though that the rest of the team will shy away from him, and he's feeling alienated, and he's playing bad. That's what it looks like, and that's what he's projecting on the screen, and he needs to fix that first.
I agree.
That needs to be fixed first. And then his game will come back to him because, you know, it's like, you know, I tried not to look at his attitude and just play passive, but when it's coming to your teammates and they looking you off and they turning their heads, nobody wants to. If you feeling that, and that might have something to do with the way that you're playing, you need to address your teammates, get back on board, because there's nowhere in the world he was supposed to take 7 shots. I think he was trying to send that Kobe message when Kobe was passing the ball, but you're not Kobe. You can't do that. You know, if your team needs you, you don't take in you down by 25, and the best you can do is take 7 shots. That's a disrespect. I don't care what nobody else was doing, and then Kimber but Kimber don't have that attitude like that. But if Randall is not shooting, well, all of y'all standing around looking at him and nobody gonna shoot?
Right.
They had 15 points together. Him, Fournier, and Randall had 15 points. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. That's crazy. That is crazy. He needs to get himself together. He really does, because like I said, I don't think that Randall is the present right now. Yeah, you're better than Obi, but you know, Obi ain't scored a point, but he was still plus 11. How was that? He didn't score a point, but he's plus 11. And you out here running around minus 22.
But you know what don't make sense, Rob? Why? I don't even understand why Julius acted the way he did in that game. Why was he being so unselfish and not looking for his shot? The first time he did it early in the season, it was a big media thing. They were talking about a lot about getting other players involved, Kimba not feeling comfortable and all this stuff. So Randall got in his feelings and he did it on purpose, but there was like some backing behind it. You could see why he was doing it. I have no clue why he was acting like that in the Pelicans game. Unless something happened behind the scenes that we don't know about. But I don't know what that was.
I don't know where it came from. But I know one time, I can't believe he haven't been ejected yet.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
He always in the res face, no matter what, how petty, how small the foul is. Man, if you off, man. Play ball. Play ball. And he's not giving us that.
But if his head is not in the game, because like you made a point earlier about, you know, he's feeling alienated. You know, Randall was the talk of the town last year. You had people, particularly Fat Joe Donahan, the king of New York. He was getting a lot of love, and then the beginning of the next season, after he signs his contract, y'all signed a guy who never even played for the Knicks ever in life. Is the guy who's taking over the billboards and being, you know, the face of the franchise, and Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
You don't think that's a slap in the face to him?
Yes, that's a slap in the face, and that's what I was gonna get to. Now, so this is a slight in a diss to the OG, right? To Rob, and I gotta say it in this way so that people can understand where I'm coming from. Like when you get to like my age and beyond, a jersey commercial should be nothing. So what? When you rob the Nick age or my age or somewhat G man for life age somewhere in there, man, so what? They didn't pick you to do the jersey thing. So what? You the all-star. You represented the team at the all-star game, and so what? But when you're a youngster, when you're in the moment, when it's your time to shine, when it's your turn to eat, stuff like that mean a lot. And the Knicks,
Freezie, he got the Nike commercial. He got the Vogue commercial.
He don't care. He don't care.
But OG, that's what I'm saying. That's why I had to pick. That's why I had to punch you out first in this, because OG, that man, that Julius Randle young enough to be our son. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think I got a son over there, Randle.
Yeah. But that doesn't change. He got a national Nike commercial, and he's worrying about a local Knicks commercial.
Think about it.
It's his team. It's his team. It's his city that he playing for.
Right.
Like I know for older guys it shouldn't matter, but for these young guys, they're thinking about their legacy and their money and things of that nature. Where guys before wasn't getting paid as much, so it was all about the game. It was about playing the game, sacrificing for your team, and things like that. Now guys are looking at for their best interest. Now, you made a point about him passing, doing like Kobe, and I heard Spree use the word superstar. Randle is none of that. Like who wants to hear from Drew Gooden at the end of the game?
Nobody.
Man, he was a bomb.
And Randall's a little better than that. So let's slow our roll. Let's slow our roll with the Randall and Randall being this and that. Like, yeah, he might be, Carlos Boozer or better scoring in his cancer, but that's not a superstar. You wouldn't call any of those guys superstars.
I mean, he's our best player, but he's not a superstar now.
And so we have to.
Is he a star?
He's not playing like one.
No, that's what I asked. I asked, is he a star?
A fallen star.
Is
he even a perennial all-star?
No. So we got to stop holding him. We got to stop holding him to this standard that he's never going to reach because he's not that guy.
No, we're talking about 4 points. Okay. We're talking about you not getting your average. We're talking about you taking 7 shots. That's all we're talking about right now.
Yo, Kenny Payne said y'all trashing Randall for ratings. That's hilarious.
I like Julius right now. I've always backed him. Everybody knows that. I like him as a person. I just want to help him. We're trying to help him. I'm trying to help him.
I'm trying to figure out what ratings. Because for ratings,
I just want to. Look, that no fan thing is real. I was looking at something and they said this: shooting is down in the NBA from last year to this year. You notice that? Yep. Shooting is down around the league.
Yep, across the board.
Across the board.
Yeah,
you really believe that's? I mean, people Randall was good without the fans. You really believe that, right?
Hey, look, this is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, Stafford. Around the last year, around the league, everybody shot better.
Right. The whole league. It is true. Everybody did.
Around the league this year.
No, I hear that, but the notion to say
not just Randall is everybody.
Okay.
I want to say one thing about that. I'm not saying here that all of it was because there was empty gyms, but I do think Randall's 3-point shot, I think he shoots better in an open gym. I think there's some truth to that. I'm sorry.
I'm saying everybody, not just Randall.
To Spree point, I disagree with you, Spree, but I agree with what you're saying, Rob. Go ahead.
I'm saying like around the league, everybody around the league is everybody shot better last year. Now the fans are back, and now shooting is down. Not just Randall, it's the league. It's the fans make an effect on the team. That's why when players are on the foul line, they shoot, they miss, they make it at home. The fans have the sixth man is real.
So if that's true, Rob, what does that tell you about our team then?
It tell
we had a fluke year last year. That's what.
Hey, yeah.
Now I'm gonna throw my conspiracy out there. The league
as good as we were. We played 71, 72 games. Okay, yeah. We got to where we at, but this team still should be better than last year, but based on the shooting. But Randall and RJ didn't shoot like they shot last year. So therefore, you're not going to get the same effects of us stepping up on wins because both of them are not shooting the same.
And why is that, Rob? Besides the theory of no fans, why has that not translated this year for those?
We got shooters that can't shoot.
So wait, the NBA. Wait, hold on. The NBA didn't adjust on Julius Randle.
I think a lot of that, and I think they were ready this year.
Look,
they're ready for what we do.
We have anybody that could dribble penetrate on the court besides Rose, because at least last year was also Peyton as well, and Peyton played most of our games for us, and he was able to get at the paint and at least sucker the defense for more open shots. So you got to consider those things too.
We can't hang our hat on defense anymore every night because we don't know. Like as much as some nights we do defend, we can't hang our hat on that anymore. So we're relying on the offensive guys that we sign to take us over the top, and they're inconsistent too.
Hey, that's the reality. That's a fact, Kaduka.
Hey, and so shout out to Hinton Murphy because that was the point that I was trying to break in on Rob. He just pointed it out in the chat. So I'm glad somebody else saw it. He's like, "What's up, everyone? Don't forget the change. They changed the basketball from Spalding to Wilson. Texture is different. Part of that right there, you've seen. I'm not saying it's a major contributor. But what I will say though is just to say that going from no crowd to a crowd made a difference to me. I think maybe part of it, but at the same time, all these players, no matter what walk of life they came from, played in full gyms. No matter from high school all the way to where they are right now, they played in full gyms. It doesn't matter if their gym was, even if they had a tiny gym, their gym was full because they was the start in that gym. And Julius Randle went to Kentucky. You think Julius Randle playing at the biggest college crowd in college basketball can't play in a
all these guys have played in fully capacity crowds throughout their careers.
But that's what I'm saying. But that was the point. Yeah, to say the notion, that they can't play in a full gym and with the whole empty gym notion, I think that's kind of ridiculous.
I think it might be part. I ain't gonna say it's all.
I don't think anybody's saying that he can't play with fans in the stands. I think people are saying though that when you have no fans in the stands, maybe your focus and shooting is a little easier.
And the scare of the C word was a little bit more scarier last year too. Now we all of the fear subsided. Everybody are feeling back to themselves again. A lot of people could have just played last year. You can feel as though that they were playing for the check because they had to. They was off a year. They was trying to get their money. That's why when they took the vote, most of the league, all the all-stars, the superstars was like, no, let's cancel the season. All the regular folks in the NBA was like, nah, we got bills to pay. So they took chances to play last year. Now they're more comfortable. So they didn't really care because sometimes it came down to, hey, my cost of living and the way that I want to secure my living for me and my kids. So I'm gonna go back out there. Now all the fear is gone. Everybody is back, giving 100% again. Tears snuck up on the league last year, and what people were when the league was kind of vulnerable. Right. Now you take that empty gyms and you take all of that out the way now, Now everybody is giving a 100, and it just comes to me to see is that we just a 500 team,
And
our
Rob,
salary cap, indicates that.
Rob, just one thing, like to your point with Randall, let's be real here. He was the laughing stock the year before, and he was motivated to get money. His contract, that was a talk.
Well,
Like,
I'm not gonna put that on him, Sprewell, because at the end of the day, I don't think that it was but we have all of these variables too. That can be one too. I will not exclude it, but that's another variable, along with a multitude of all these other things.
Yeah,
it was a lot going on.
Yep, I know.
And this year, everybody are more settled in. And Randall resorted back to the guy he was before. And then it looks like that's the reason why they drafted Obi. Just because of what we're seeing now. Right now, he's better. But this is the reason. This is probably the vision of what Leon Rose was thinking about. Oh, now this guy's back. We just gave this guy's the money. But I want to make it all about Randall because there's a lot of other variables in this. You know what I'm saying? But, this... things are starting to look back to what they used to look like for us.
And I
a
think
little bit more help, we might keep the ship afloat.
And I think just like any employee, you're gonna look to get a raise. You're gonna look to do your best to get money. You're gonna look to secure yourself. So to say that how he just got his money and stopped playing, I think is kind of ridiculous.
I'm not saying
I'm not saying that's the only reason. I'm just saying that was like coming into the year before, he was the laughing stock of like Knicks fans hated Julius Randle before last year. Is that not true?
I understand what you're saying, Spree, right? And I understand he wanted to play better, and he did play better last year, yes, but it secured him too also financially. So if you want to kill the man for securing himself financially, I think that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm not killing him for the motivation, and I would any player should want to secure themselves financially. I'm just saying when you have that motivation to prove your worth, it changes. It can just motivate you more. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not saying he's tapped out because he finally got his money, because I don't think that's the type of person Julius is. I'm not saying that. I am saying, though, that last year was a special type of year where, like, he came in hated, having to prove that he's not no-handle Randall, and everything lined up. It was no fans. The defense, he had the defensive people around him where he could just thrive. It was just a good – we snuck up on teams. Let's be fair. We snuck up on teams last year.
Look at it like this here. Randall played with Alonzo. I think that when Fizdale got here, he tried to make him into Draymond Green. Before he got here, he played with ball. He did not dominate the ball at all then. And he was still giving you the same numbers. So you can put Randall in a style of play where Randall will still be effective. Because he's been like that before he got to New York. That was a Fizdale thing. And then Tibbs stayed with it. But before he got to New York, Randall wasn't the one bringing up the ball with the Pelicans, and he also wasn't doing it with the Lakers. Now, all of a sudden, Fizdale does this, Tibbs stays with it, and now this is the product of a basketball player that we have. Now, he can shift it. Now, he might have started liking to do it because he became an all-star, and that's what the New York Knicks are fighting with Randall about now. And he's going to have to give in, or he's not going to be here because he can play that other style of play because he's done it before. But he doesn't want to let go of the control of the ball. I'm still getting 9 assists. I'm still getting 7 assists, but it's not equaling wins. You doing this is not equaling wins, and that's the problem, Randall. Live with it. Now let's move on. We want to keep you on the team, but we have to change your role.
Let me ask y'all a question. At the end of last season, the beginning of this season, how many guys got contracts extensions with us?
Contract extensions with us, what?
Rose, Burks, Noel, Taj.
No, they didn't get extensions. They got re-signed.
They got re-signed.
It was Randall. Randall got the extension. Right.
Yeah, that was him. That was probably it.
Okay. that was it. Does anybody see my point? It wasn't just Randall who got a contract at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So to say that he was playing for a contract, then we might as well say that about everybody that got a contract.
Especially Noel.
I would say
I
that.
agree with
Especially
that.
Noel.
I agree. I mean, that
Especially
look at
Noel.
look at those three. Look at the three. Noel's been hurt. I mean, we could revisit that.
Noel's been chilling.
Noel's been chilling. Burks has been good. I mean, I think that was a good contract. I ain't second guessing my guy Burks. Haters gonna hate on my guy. But and then who was the third? Rose has been hurt, and we knew that was a gamble. But I mean, nobody's criticizing
But see,
re-signing
that's
Rose.
different. Rose got hurt. Noel stayed hurt.
Right, he stayed hurt. Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. Let me say something real quick, guys. Just real quick. And we have 131 watching. We only have 51 likes, guys. Let's get the likes up. Let's support the platform, please. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I don't.
Did
you guys want Derrick Rose back?
Yeah.
I didn't mind.
I think everybody wanted Derrick Rose back.
I think we needed him back for a year, at least one more year. But then
you had to get Derrick Rose back after that Hawks series.
Yeah, I mean, you're not second guessing that. You knew it was possible he could get. You ain't second guessing that contract. I mean, that was the right thing.
Yeah,
I think signing Kemba was different, though. I don't think we should have did that.
Right. Well, let me just mention. I'm gonna throw out a fact, right? So based on next year's salaries, and I'm talking about the 22-23 season, right? Based on the 22-23 season, Julius Randle will be the 48th highest paid player in the NBA. And we're talking about Julius Randle making money. So Julius Randle got his bag, and he's the 48th highest paid player.
Yeah, I'm not complaining about his contract. I'm not complaining.
Good point, Freezie.
Yeah, and so what I'm getting at is that we want to make sure that we recognize that, and what we also want to recognize is that you can't want Steph Curry level production and not pay somebody Steph Curry level money, right? So if you're paying a guy, like if you're a Knicks fan, all you really want is for somebody to come out and play hard and be productive and earn their checks. Because for years, dudes would come in, get the money with New York, and then stop playing hard. And you'll see them all over the tabloids, you know what I'm saying? Such and such Lamborghini got towed from in front of the spot, and such and such got shot at the club, or such and such. You know, that had been our thing for years, right?
Mm.
But what all we wanted was for people just to come here and play basketball, man. We don't care about nothing about all that other stuff. But all of a sudden, when we get the guy that all he does is want to play basketball, we expect him to put up number one in the NBA level money, right? Think about the Julius Randle next year with his extension. Julius Randle with his extension next year, according to Spot Track, Spot Track has him listed at the 48th highest ranked salary at $26,136,000.
Is he the 48th best player in the league? Would you consider him a top 50 player in the league right now?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the players above him in salary. Like, the people immediately in front of him are Al Horford, DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Chris Paul, Jaylen Brown, Kevin Love, Jaren Jackson, Michael Porter Jr., SGA, Trae Young, Gordon Hayward.
And most of those, Uncle Freezie, most of those guys, though, we can all consider and say they signed long-term deals 4 or 5 years ago when they were kind of in their prime.
I mean, the contract you're talking about that Randall got, I think that's a movable. I'm not saying I want to trade Julius right now. I want to see some more before I'm at that point, but that's a movable contract. Somebody is willing to take what we paid him on. It's a fair deal for what he did last year. I know he's not playing up to it this year, but if your point is they paid for the production he provided, absolutely. I thought it was a fair deal what they paid him.
Yeah, 20 and 10. Yeah, for a dude that's got average 20 and 10, I think it's fair.
Right. He's averaging 19, 10, and 5, and he's one of 3 players that do it this year. So to me, like, he's still playing well. He just what's bringing him down is when he's creating all these turnovers. And that is to his fault. Like, because last year he was, ball heavy. He was carrying it up and down the court. But this year, it also was contributed by Kemba being out, Rose being out. Like, if he does not have a true point guard that's going to remain healthy to help him go through this, I think we would see Randall having a better year right now if we had a really good point guard. But the problem is we don't have a really good point guard, a healthy one, and the only one we do that's really good, I would say, is Derrick Rose. Kemba, to me, is offensive, no defense. That doesn't help us out in tip style. So to me, like, Randall's taking the brunt of this, but he kind of did bring it on his own. He brought it on his own when he called out the crowd. And you don't call out the crowd. You gotta step up and quit turning the ball over, and don't play ISO, and don't dribble the ball up the court.
So Freezie, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you brought up a very good point, and I think when you brought that up, you were alluding to something.
Right.
The fact that he is the 50th, I'll just go estimate that he's the 50th highest paid player in the league.
Right.
I think that says a lot about what is thought about Julius Randle as far as a superstar, star, or perennial all-star perspective. What did you say?
Right. That's exactly what I'm getting to. What I'm getting to is Knicks fans, you are getting what you're paying for. That's what I'm telling everybody. So don't expect Randall to become or be all of a sudden something that he's not. Right? Randall is, and I know his numbers are down this year, but Randall is a 20 and 10 guy that can pass the ball, right? But Knicks fans want Randall to be the guy that's going to lead them to the promised land. Slow down.
And Randall took a discount. It's not like he's getting max money. Like,
well, that's the point.
Let's be real.
Right. So
that's the point. That's the point we're making, bro.
I know. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just backing you guys up.
So the thing about it is Randall is a 20 and 10 guy with upside in shooting and passing. And so 20 and 10 guys don't have upside in shooting and passing. So when you find a 20 and 10 guy that can shoot the three and pass and be an assist man, it's rare. So the Knicks locked him in, right? No, nobody's disputing that Randall, when he's right, is as good as they come with rebounding, cleaning the glass, with with scoring. The only thing though is when you have a support piece, you can't have your support piece be the primary piece, right?
Right.
And Julius Randle has been trying to be the support piece and the primary piece at the same time. And maybe in 1980 and maybe in 1990. In 1990, Julius Randle might have been in consideration for MVP of the league. 20 and 10, can shoot the three, high assist totals, blah, blah, blah. But in 2022, his style of game, it's just not cut out to be
Freezie. One thing. He's giving you 20 and 10, but is he giving you 20 and 10 effort? That type of effort that you expected from a 20 and 10 guy? Consistently?
But that's the point he's making.
I think so. I think he is.
Yeah, and so for one, we should never question.
I think you're
Julius
taking
Randle.
frustration though.
No,
Don't take in frustration.
Yeah, the thing about
I think he's a little emotional.
Who, me or Randall?
No,
Randall.
Spree.
No, let me say this. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I wasn't commenting on Spree at all.
Yeah, so the thing about anytime somebody averages double digits in rebounding, you should never question their effort.
Right.
If you any dude that gets you double digit rebounds and you question their effort, I think that might be something.
And add 5 assists.
I have a question. I have a question about that. Okay, he's rebounding the ball well, but Freezie, I'm seeing, and this is not me being emotional. Okay, I watch every game twice. I try to watch it once irrationally as a fan, and then I watch it back after 24 hours when I'm cool. There have been games this year where Randle has been lazy on defense.
There's been games you said?
No.
Many games.
Wait, hold on, Tricky, Nicky. Hold on, Ricky, relax.
38 minutes, though.
Okay, Tricky, just relax a second. Tricky, listen, relax. I was just going to say one thing and give it right back to Spree. So, has this been games or has it been a lot of games?
A lot of games.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. I just wanted to.
There's been a lot of games where he has not gotten back on defense. There's been a lot of games where he hasn't contested the 3-point line. Yes, there's been games where he's done it, and you've seen that multiple efforts from your guy. He's giving you 20 and 10, and he's trying to do the right things at times, but it's not consistent.
Spree, so you watched the 90s Knicks, right?
Yes.
How often did you see Charles Oakley scramble from the low post to the 3-point line?
It's a trick question, Spree. It's a trick question.
I didn't see it often because they didn't play like that.
Like saying Anthony Mason too.
And for the record, Julius Randle is a bigger human being than Charles Oakley.
True.
Right.
So he's a mobile forward than Oakley was at the same time.
Right.
And also somebody want to compare Tyler Hero to Randall when they both play two different positions.
Right. Now we ain't. But what I'm saying to with Freewell is saying, with Spree it was saying, because I understand the reason why I asked you that is twofold.
Yeah.
For one, Charles Oakley had an all-time great player next to him, right? So all his deficiencies were covered up by another all-time great.
True.
Right? But we know, you and I know, that if Charles Oakley was held to the standard that you're holding Julius Randle to right now, we'd have won the finals in '94.
Facts.
Right?
I mean,
right?
I just
secondly, we expect Julius Randle to cover up a lot of deficiencies, and it's not just Randle. It's Mitchell Robinson. It's Mitchell Robinson also.
It's not just Randle. You're right.
And so what I'm getting at is why are we asking 250-pound men to go with their head from underneath the rim, out to the rim to perimeter, and back into position?
Because I know he can do it.
Right.
I know. I've seen him do it.
Spree, he's getting tired though, and Tibbs is playing him 38 minutes a game.
No,
I mean that doesn't. I don't know if that. I think this is a lot. This is a lot simpler than all this other stuff.
Okay,
the bottom line to me is if you look at what's going on with Julius. Julius had, he played really well last year, most improved player. Okay. Julius has a lot of standards and goals set for himself. I mean, this guy used to talk to Kobe all the time. Okay. Obviously, having a great year like that, he thinks he's ascending as well. He thinks he's joining the upper echelon of the NBA, turning into something better and becoming that next level of player. That's where he wants to go. And he works hard to get to that point. Julius is in the gym and he works. But this year, this man is struggling offensively. Yeah, he still gets points here and there. He has moments, but what's the last You guys notice any of these games where Julius has a really good game that it seems like it's comfortable to him, where he used to get those a lot last year? It seems like he's working really hard and everything has to be falling into place for him to have a really good game. Offensively, I'm saying. So, one thing that hasn't changed is his effort on defense. Julius has always played the same way. It's just on a microscope now because he's not doing well offensively and you're lacking some perimeter defense. But nothing has changed with
Right.
Julius. He's the same
Yes, sir.
player.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
They hit him better last year because they had
hit
better
him.
perimeter
I agree with that.
defenders.
I agree. You're
And
seeing
I
him
was
more
saying,
exposed because of the people around him last year. There's no doubt about that. I'll give you that. We had better perimeter defenders that covered up, even in the interior, that covered up some of Julius's flaws. However, I'm seeing more issues with the effort consistently on D. Maybe it's because the personnel around him is worse. Maybe what my
No,
eyes are
but
seeing.
Spree, I think what you're seeing more, you're seeing more issues with his consistency, his attitude, and his effort, or it looks like
That's
effort.
true.
It's not effort. He's out there playing. The problem is because his offense has been so anemic this year, he's getting frustrated a lot more. Because he's getting frustrated, he's
Right.
lashing out. His maturity level is not the greatest. That's what it is. But
Hey,
he's still
Ron.
the same player.
Bing bong.
Ron, to your point, and to Spree's point, though, I think a lot of it is you're seeing Spree at the defensive side of the court. He doesn't like a ref making a certain call, and Randall is going at the ref instead of running back down the court and getting on D. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of that. You're seeing him complaining to the refs lately. It's not effort to me. He's still trying to rebound the ball. He's still making the right pass. He's trying. He made a terrible pass. We saw that. But he's still trying to do the right plays. He's doing the upper plays, but he is frustrated. He's up. I think he's upset with himself, to be honestly.
Okay.
Oh,
Uncle Freezie and me were trying to make the same point, but from different angles. Uncle Freezie said that Julius Randle is the 48th highest player in the NBA. And I said that we are looking at Julius Randle as something that he's not and never was. And we're holding him to a standard that we should not be holding the 48th highest paid player in the NBA. When I say stuff like Carlos Boozer or Drew Gooden or Ennis Cantor with a better jump shot, that's putting it in context of who this guy really is, and we got to stop acting like he's a superstar for us.
A top 10 player.
Just because he's getting
or top 25.
He's not.
So
he
how do I
not.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, and you're making great points. So my question is, how do I move forward when I watch the team? What am I supposed to do?
Well, okay. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, just real quick. So keep in mind that this roster
Help
is
me,
garbage.
We charge $100 an hour for this, by the way.
Yeah. So this roster, bro. This roster is garbage, right? And not that the individual parts are garbage. Right? Not that the individual players are garbage, but the roster construction is very poor, and one small step, like one misstep, right? Only highlight, like for instance, the absence of Derrick Rose makes this roster look terrible.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with some of that.
The absence of Kemba Walker makes this roster look even worse. And then when you ask yourself, well, is Derrick Rose the ideal fit for this roster going forward? In mentorship, yes. But in terms of style of play, you would like Derrick Rose to get the young players more involved, right? Instead of Derrick Rose averaging 14 points, I would rather Derrick Rose average 11 with higher assists, right?
Yeah.
Because I know Derrick Rose can get whatever he wants anytime he wants to, right? But would I like to see him get Obi Toppin more involved in offense? Yes. So would I like to see him get Jericho Sims more involved in the offense? Yes. Would I like for him to help cats like Grimes and Quickly get more involved? in the offense, man, get better shots for each other? Yes. Right? But the veterans don't look to do that. The veterans look to come out and get theirs first, create a selfish environment. Like for instance, Alec Burks still hadn't seen a shot that he don't like in the fourth quarter. He like our fourth quarter Jordan, right? Except he's not Jordan.
No, that's true. That's true.
Did they call him Mr. Fourth Quarter because he don't like it. Alec Burks will turn down Julius Randle to shoot in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying?
That hurts.
And so, but what I'm getting at is we look at Julius Randle and criticize Randle, right? But then we don't look at the supporting parts, right? And I legit look at anybody in here ever seen this Disney movie called Toy Story?
Great movie.
Yeah. 1, 2, and 3.
Hey, Kaiser Sose, nobody's saying it's the other player's fault. What we're saying is Randall needs somebody to have his back.
Right. So what I'm getting at, the thing with Toy Story is, if y'all noticed, all the toys were different for the most part.
Yes.
For the most part, all the toys were different, right? And so you could see the progression with the different toys. But you need, even though one toy was the oldest and had the least technology, he was the leader. Like, this group had a leader. Like, so the thing is with Randall and Burks and all these different guys that you bring in and hope that they'll fit. Burks was Alec Burks, drafted into the NBA, was supposed to be the new type of point guard, the 6'6" point guard. And I'm not saying that he played point guard because I already know what y'all say.
There he is.
Dante Exum played point guard. I know. Yeah. And so what I'm saying is Alec Burks coming out of Colorado was supposed to be the type of point guard that was supposed to be able to dribble, pass, and shoot, high assist man, get you probably be 18 and 8 from the point guard position, right? That's what they thought Alec Burks was going to be. Come to find out, playing point guard in the NBA is tougher than what people give it credit for. And they drafted another guy. Utah drafted another guy thinking they can get the same thing, Dante Exum, and Dante Exum couldn't do it either. But my point to it is the Knicks have
Julius Randle was Woody from Toy Story.
Nah, kinda. Yeah, that's all I was gonna get to. Because my man is the only one on the team with the old school game, right? The old school game outdated, right? And what the Knicks are gonna have to do, and I think they found Buzz Lightyear and Cam Reddish.
You know, people in the chat. The people in the chat want you to
talk. When's Cam Reddish come back?
Tomorrow, I think.
Hopefully,
got him.
Hopefully.
Oh man.
I really wish you guys in the chat would listen. Yep. Y'all not listening.
They not
Chuck. They trolling, Chuck. They trolling.
Oh my God. Yo, listen. You'll go crazy if you keep on looking at some of these comments. More time you just gotta ignore it, man.
All right.
Well, I ain't worried about it. What I'm trying to get to a point, man, I just keep getting bumped off by. But what I'm getting at is the Knicks have right now a bunch of decent parts, but not parts that were organically brought together. Like the franchise legit in the first, or this front office brought in, so just wanted to bring in a competitive team just to compete. They brought in a coach that clearly is in win now. They knew what they were getting. So the direction of the team is win now, right? But what they're doing, so now that you have a direction, do you have a pilot? So they want to win now with youth, right? They want to win now with youth. And so I think what they're doing is backfilling the roster with youth. And what they're going to do is have Randall, for the meantime, be the leader until they can find somebody else to step up and take over and be the real number one. And I think they already have that person on the roster.
And you think that's Cam Reddish?
I do. I kind of do.
I'll tell you this, Freezie. I don't think it is as of right now, but Tom Thibodeau's, I think, job might be on somewhat of a hot seat if he doesn't handle this Cam Reddish situation correctly.
Right.
Like if he's doing the things that he's done with certain players of this roster to Cam Reddish, he's gonna feel a hellstorm.
That's
and
a
it's
good
gonna
point.
be so hot that he gonna disintegrate. He gonna be out in a blink of an eye, bro.
If he treats Reddish like he treated Knox, good point, D.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, it wasn't Knox that I was pertaining to.
No, man, come on. Kevin Knox is trash.
No, but I'm saying
Go.
even with Obi, even with some of these young guys.
I mean, I'll give you Obi, but we got to stop. We got to move on from Kevin Knox. I've heard way too much about Kevin Knox today.
I'm not entertaining that. Believe that. I'm just saying
not
that.
entertain Kevin Knox as trash either because we got to see what he does somewhere
Chuck,
else.
before you go off, I just want to say this. I got my folks stay in Atlanta, and they've only seen one game out of Knox. Everybody in Atlanta knows he's trash. I just want to point that out. He's buns, he's garbage, and he deserves. He's probably not even going to be on the team next year. So
I wish him well, man, but like we got to move on. Like it's nothing
So-
about Kevin Knox. We just
Okay,
gotta move on.
can we please forget about Kevin Knox for a
Knox
second
was
because
maybe a bad
nobody was even
player.
talking about that
I
dude, bro.
I more meant
Like,
Obi.
let me
as,
make
like,
let me make my point.
Go ahead,
Let me make my
Chuck.
point. Let me make my point real quick, and I'm gonna step out the way. In order for Tibbs not to fumble the Cam situation, you have to trade all of those guys that got contracts, and that we just signed. If Fournier's still on the roster, he's going to do the same thing that he did with the previous mentioned young man that is Buns. I think that you have to you can't give him those crutches. I was in a car accident and I couldn't walk for 8 years. I broke C1 through C6. When I started getting feeling in my legs again and being able to stand, they gave me a walker. And then from the walker, they gave me crutches. They wanted to give me a power chair, and I said, nah, because if I don't learn to stand on my own, a power chair is nothing but a crutch. You got to take away the crutches so that we can stand on something that's more of a solid foundation, which is these young kids. You can't. He's going to play Burks those big minutes, and in crunch time, he's going to play Fournier 25 useless minutes. But if they're not on the team where he can look down the bench to call them in, then he has to play what's there. So I think that they have to trade all of those guys since the team is not functioning well, and you want to see what the young guys get. The young guys have. You got to move all of that clutter out the way. So we're either going to make a big trade for a I can't even say a superstar. The trade that I'm going to say, you can tear it apart. You got to trade all these guys to the Lakers because the Lakers are the only team that can use them, and we won't have to mortgage our future. And then that moves Fournier and Kemba and all of these guys out the way so that you can really see what you have. The only downside to that.
Wait, what are you getting at?
Let me finish.
Jesus Christ,
yo.
Ron.
Yo, let me finish. See, the problem is y'all hear one
No
part
discipline.
of the conversation, and then y'all wanna harp on that point. Yo, comprehension, yo. You gotta listen, get all the information, then tear me apart. We need a point guard. Bring in Russell Westbrook. He's only here for the half of this season and next year. 2023, he's off the books. You'll have $50 million in cap space. Plus, it's the 2023 draft where the draft is supposed to be loaded. You don't do that, then you have a whole bunch of guys in the way taking up cap space and not allowing you to grow your team in a proper manner. That's it.
Good point.
Kill me.
That's a good point.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you. But I will tell you, if I have to watch Westbrook and Julius Randle on the same court, I probably won't be watching the Knicks. I
Facts.
just I don't know if I can do it.
Facts.
But I understand your point. I like it, Chuck, because you free up space. The contract
But
comes off. You have money to play with eventually. Yeah, I see where you're going with all this, but I don't know if that's the one. But
yeah, but
you
see,
know,
but
But I
Hey,
think
Chuck,
I
what
think
if?
Randall's going right.
Jesus
You
Christ,
can't get Westbrook without Randall.
Chuck,
Okay, stop it.
let me say this about that because it's a pretty good idea, and I see where you're going at because we don't have to sign him next year. And he does have a player option. But what if I use that as a disguise, right, to really get THT here?
Well, why would you need that as a THC's on the trading block?
True.
He is on the trading block?
Yeah, they're trying
yeah,
to get rid of him.
they put him
Because
out
I know
there.
they just signed him.
No,
Oh,
they
okay.
want him going, D. That's why they're
Yeah,
trying to move and Russ right now.
Horton here's a who.
Yeah, so I see what y'all saying. I ain't even got to get Westbrook. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
look, okay, now look, this is the problem. This is the problem with Westbrook. Westbrook's skills have diminished so much that he won't even be effective. He's having problems in his own head now. He's hitting side of backboards. He's nothing like the Russell. Have you seen? My son is a Laker fan, so I watch him like on a routine because he likes him. He's not the player now. And putting him in a
Wait a
position.
minute,
where,
OG, wait a minute. What are you saying? How your baby is a Lakers fan?
Yeah, how could you let him
Hey,
do
look
that?
at here. My
How could
son.
you
Hey, look, my son, 32 years old, so I throw the way baby away. You know what I'm
Yeah, well,
saying?
yeah, touche. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so like with that being said, now look, you take him and you put him with a young mob, he's just gonna resort back to the old Westbrook, the alpha dog, and is gonna do what he wants. It's not gonna fare well for the young players that's on the team. So what I suggest is this here. I think that was still rushing. This is year two. You let this team now, as far as now, I can say you can make one move that will probably be good. You remove Burke. You send Burke to some place and you get something back so your man can solidify that spot. And then as you saying now you got to take away Tom Thibodeau's things piece by piece. Then you won't hear his mouth. But first who has to pop is the first three young players that's playing. You got to get something from Mitch, RJ before you can result back to the rest of the young players. They have to solidify something in the starting lineup to make management say, okay, some of the young players are ready that we can count on every night, not every now and then. And until we see that, that's when you'll know that the young players are ready. Right now, they're not ready. This is a 500 team or less or more, a game up or a game down. This is what's on the floor. The young team, like I always said since game 15, is the future, and that's what we're striving to get on the floor. But as we can see right now, we don't want to be Oklahoma. We rather stay 500, show a competitiveness so the young players can do that so they won't get bad habits like in Sacramento. You lose so much when you're young as a player, you just start cashing checks and forget
Right.
about the game.
Well,
So we
Rob,
don't want that mentality to seep into our locker room. So therefore, you keep the vets around to keep that out the way. Keep them hungry to push past the vets, because then you know that they're fighting every day. If you have a whole young team, they're gonna do more hanging out than practicing because there's no veteran presence to keep on pushing them. So you let them push these guys out the way because at the end of the day, we all know they're not that good. As these young pups get experience, they're gonna push these guys out the door, one by one or group by group. So we just gotta let the natural process.
Can
We
I
got to
ask?
just
Can I
let
say
the
something
natural
quick?
process happen.
hold on, Tricky. Hold on, Tricky. Let me just ask a question of Chuck,
And I
and
want to
go
go
back
after
to
that, please.
yeah, okay, and go back to Rob's point because Chuck, from what you're saying, it sounds like it's more of a franchise move in order to put herself in a better position going forward to acquire talent and to not to be handicapped financially. Do you care what benefit or non-benefit Russell Westbrook would bring to the Knicks if you brought him over?
Here's the thing: do we have a starting point guard?
No.
Russell Westbrook will be your unquestioned starting all-star caliber point guard. What he brings offensively, we know it's not the greatest. But I'm looking for a guy who's going to be able to. You think Russell Westbrook is not going to be able to tell Julius Randle to sit his ass down, get your ass on the block? Like that's that guy. Am I expecting him to be the superstar? No. And that's something I think as the front office you come in and tell him. But it gives you an opportunity to move the clutter out the way. You got to make the money match, right? So you move Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, Alec Burks, and Noel.
Nerlens Noel.
It works. The money works perfectly, right? You could take back some of their young guys, maybe even their two-way players or whatever, and you let Cam Reddish start. You keep RJ. You put RJ back in his natural position. You have your point guard. You have your power forward and your center. Y'all not going to tell me Russell Westbrook is not going to pass the ball to Mitchell Robinson on a lob. He loves throwing lobs.
Of course.
So now you getting Mitchell Robinson acclimated to the game. And we've seen what happens when you feed him a couple times, what he does on the defensive end. Now he feels a part of the team. I'm not saying Russell Westbrook is for the future. He's for the right now, so that next year in 2023, where it's supposed to be a loaded draft, you're gonna have to make a decision on Cam and RJ as far as extending them. Right? You can't do that. You're going to be way over the cap if you still have Fournier on the books, still have Derrick Rose on the books, still have Alec Burks on the books, still got Noel's on the books. Those guys aren't helping us except Rose. Rose is still hurt. You move that and you put the kids in prime position to show us what you got, so that when you go in the 2023 draft, you know exactly what you're looking for. You know exactly what you need to get. And the guys that are not producing, you get them out of there.
All right, Chuck. Listen, let me tell you, I don't, like I said, I do not like Russell Westbrook, but for what you're saying and the fact that I'm not one of those Knicks fans that thinks we're doing anything this year, and I'm willing to sacrifice a season to get better, because this season is basically, the writing's not on the wall for us yet. We still might make a move. We might turn it around, but we're close to not turning anything around. Time's going to run out soon. If you bring in Westbrook and can make those moves to free up that space, then you don't got to keep Westbrook. And the Knicks have the ability to say, you know what, who knows? We have Westbrook, we do this, and then in the offseason, we go out and sign Brunson, for example, if we can get him. They might be in a much better position going forward. I could see how that could help them. And if Westbrook came here and somehow he loved New York and he balled out and he played better and he was more focused, then you have to make a decision. Maybe you can get Westbrook on a smaller contract if you want to keep him along. I would still get a point guard because I don't trust him.
They're getting ready to bench Westbrook.
I see that. He's crazy right now out there.
Does Russell Westbrook play defense?
What?
Not these days. No.
Does he turn the ball over? Randall turns the ball over. Why would we want a guy that's not playing defense, turn the ball over, and you're telling me he can score? But he only scores, he's only like 41% right now.
Yeah, but tricky if you listen to what Chuck said. Don't look at the product on the floor.
He's looking at the future.
No, but don't.
Hey, look, in 2023, the Knicks got 3 players that's going to be off the books due to the player's option, due to the team's option.
We do not want him here.
The money is going to free up anyway. The money is going to free up anyway.
Carmelo?
With or without Westbrook.
Hey.
Yeah, but Rob, even though the money... Sorry, Chuck, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just going to say, even though the money is going to, there's some money that is going to free up anyway. It's different money. You're still stuck with certain. Kimba's not going nowhere. You still got him. Fournier, you still got him. Noel, you still got him. Those are the people you want to move.
23? No.
Can I just say one thing? can I just say one thing? If we're going to
Him
trade
and
Alec
Ball
Burks,
23.
send Alec Burks to a team where he can be the featured option and the number one guy and get 30 shots
Look,
a night. That's all
that's
I
your
got.
valuable
That's
player.
right.
Latrell, those days are over, B.
What
Those
is
days
going
are over.
on tonight?
Let
What is
Burks
going
cook.
on?
No,
Look,
Alec
guys,
Burks
hold on a
is
second, yeah.
consistent,
Let's
though.
deal with a more
23.
realistic
Hey,
conversation.
look, can I say this? Let
Okay,
me just
Rob,
say
and
this.
then Ron, please let me
Okay,
go
let me
after.
say,
Please.
okay. In 23, everybody that Chuck named is in the management option anyway. So we don't need to move that money to get Westbrook on the team. I think Westbrook will do more hurting being on the team than helping. Yes, you might be able to tell Randall to get down to the box, and Randall might just see you just hit the side of the backboard and say, F you, I'm not going to do it. You're not that player. He's not that player that he used to be. He's not that player. So we don't need him.
Hey, Rob, he didn't even hit the side of the backboard. He hit the top of the backboard the other night.
Exactly. Well, Randall done seen it. He gonna be like, nah, you go down there. Durant done told me about you. Everybody, Melo done told me about you. Everybody know about you. It was a pass to win the game. LeBron wide open. He drove to the middle and shot an air ball. Look, nah, he is not the guy. From money we will have. We got flexible contracts. Ideas, ball, and we can move on.
Hey, can
Okay,
we
no
be
problem.
real though for a second?
Hold on a second, Tricky.
I'm
Yeah.
always getting told to hold on a second.
Well,
Because you're always cutting people
to
off
be
and
honest
jumping
with you,
in. You gotta hold on. Hold on. We gonna
and
let
to
you
be
talk.
honest with you, Tricky, I barely talked throughout this whole time. So, okay,
on, man.
thank you. So, let's get to something a little bit more realistic. Cam Reddish is coming tomorrow, and Freezie was alluding to the fact that he feels that Cam Reddish can blossom to something that could be very sustainable and that could be a positive thing moving forward with this team. So what I wanted to do is that I wanted to get all our thoughts together into thinking that, do we think that Tom will treat him how he's treated some of the other players, the younger players, and will he play him spotty minutes and will be inconsistent? Or will it be felt that he does bring something defensively, will help the team, and we see him playing consistently and being a part of something moving forward? What do you guys think about that?
I don't think
Tom was gonna play him like he was playing everybody else, spottingly, out of order, and because that's what Tom does. He's not gonna get consistent minutes because Cam hasn't shown with Atlanta Hawks that he really deserves consistent minutes. 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah,
Well, he played 22 minutes.
Yeah, he almost played
23
a night.
And look,
But keep in mind, Rob, that he's playing with a guy in Trae Young that his ball usage is at 37%.
Okay, and he
not Cam Reddish, Trae Young.
Right.
Yeah, it's a Trae Young. I say he was playing with a guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got
But
you. My bad.
Tom,
It's all good.
Tom is gonna be Tom. You're gonna have to still prove it to him. He's not pulling. Look what he got for him. Look what he traded for him to get him. So you think that he's real high on Tom Thibodeau's radar? You traded him for Kevin Knox. He's not on high on Tom Thibodeau's radar as us. All the trades y'all was putting in for Cam during the week before Cam was first round pick plus so and so and so and so. Look what he cost. That's something to look at.
Well, but Rob, Kevin Knox and Cam Reddish are two entirely different players.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Hey, look, to the Atlanta fans, like my people down there in Atlanta, they saying they both the same thing, low motor. Those what the Atlanta fans are saying. They don't look. They starting to like Knox.
No.
Yeah, but I never heard that about Cam.
Hey, look at my look. I got people down there. When I go to the game, look, I got people down there.
Cam was hurt, man.
But I'm just talking about on their end, their fan base. That's all I'm talking about. Now we see Knox one way, they see Cam one way. We can now it might be good for somebody else's trash or somebody else's treasure. That can go both ways. But for us to automatically say nobody really watched Cam like that.
I did.
Really
I have.
Yeah. What I have seen about him, when I seen him play, I can see he right there mediocre. He got a good skill set.
Did you watch him in Duke with RJ though?
Did
you watch him at Duke with RJ?
This is the pros, baby.
I don't care.
Good answer. Good
Yeah,
answer.
but my
I'm in
question is,
ACC.
did you
Hey,
watch
look,
him
I'm in
in Duke
look, I'm
with
in
RJ?
ACC country.
How they played?
I live in North Carolina in ACC country.
Different story, bro. Different story.
I watched them at Duke. I watched them at Carolina. Hey, look at him. What he done in college is in the pros is different. Because if it was, Atlanta wouldn't have 3 guys in front of him. Look
Yeah,
at it
but
like that.
camaraderie
Right,
has
and so, yeah, and so the other thing too, though, just to your point, man, I'm gonna just mention this real quick. The Cam Reddish Kevin Knox thing is not even a comparison.
Yeah, please.
Because for one dude is contributed moderate statistical numbers because through aside from not having the ball, right? And the other one,
Knox and G League.
And so that's so tricky. I'm glad you mentioned that because what I wanted to talk to y'all about after this is why is Obi Toppin not in the G League? But
Right.
I want to talk to y'all about this first though. The comparison between Cam Reddish and Kevin Knox and on both sides to me is clearly that is buyer's remorse and separation anxiety on both sides.
Right.
And so the thing is with Cam Reddish, why do you get 2 small forwards in the same draft? Right? You knew, and then a year later you signed a man from was he with Utah? Or did you trade for the guy from Sacramento? Right?
Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich was with Sacramento, right?
Right.
Yeah. He wanted to. They wanted him. They wanted to send him to Milwaukee.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Right. And then, but you know, whatever happened.
Somebody got a TV going on?
Such power and
So with that noise in the back.
What is TV on?
Wait, no, I made it past the thing.
Yeah, I thought okay. So what I'm getting at is everybody's circumstance, while it is a circumstance, is not an equal. You shouldn't weigh it the same, right? What I'm saying, what I'm gonna say to y'all, man, and I know I've been saying this for a week, so it's not breaking news. Is I think Cam Reddish is the thing that we need to turn this thing around.
100%. 100%. I agree.
Right? And so when I say that, right, I don't say it as think about it as a dinner out, right? So the food itself doesn't have to be the best you've ever had. Maybe it's the service that makes that dinner out one of the best evenings that you've ever had. Right. So Cam Reddish doesn't have to be the sizzling steak dinner. Right. Mm-hmm. There's only 12 guys in the league, 8 guys in the league that can be that sizzling steak dinner. Right. You're talking about rarefied air. The team is going to win regardless of who you surround with it. Right. Mm-hmm. There's only about 8 or 9 of those dudes. Cam Reddish is not even close to that. Right. But if you bring everything together, like a Randall, an RJ, a Cam, and then what that does is it lightens the defensive load for a Grimes who can now still play good defense, but now can focus some on offense. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the opportunity for your Miles McBride to get on the floor. Also get more minutes.
That would be nice.
And then by having a Cam Reddish who can see certain guys that are open. How many times have you seen Mitchell Robinson wide open on the floor offensively and nobody passing the ball?
Lots of a gazillion times.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Right. And so while Cam Reddish won't be able to make that pass every time or recognize it all the time, a couple of times a game, somebody hits Mitchell Robinson for a dunk. Now he goes from an 8.8 rebounding game to now he's like a 12 and 10 guy.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And so y'all know the more touches you get a big, the more they get into the game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
My only thing.
And so with it's like I'll say this and then I get out of your way.
No.
The only thing though is Knicks fans, we can't continue thinking that a savior is gonna come in and resurrect the franchise when we don't need y'all remember that song from Mad Max, We Don't Need Another Hero?
Oh yeah. Tina Turner.
It was legit. Yeah, it was legit because the people was like, yo, we don't need man, we just need to do this ourselves. That was the whole premise of the song. We don't need another hero. All we need to do is just band together ourselves and do it. And so that's what I think that is where the Tom Thibodeau is trying to force his team to be. Stop looking at the door for somebody to come in here. We could just do this ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know that there's a lot of people that hate Tibbs, right? And listen, I understand that y'all, those fans probably liked the Derek Fisher years or the Jeff Hornacek years. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But with the thing with this team, man, is the future is bright, man. We just gotta be patient. It's gonna be rough waters ahead, bro. It's gonna be rough waters ahead. But your best player is paid to be right now. You know what? Hey D, I meant to tell you. So I projected what Julius Randle's contract would be this year. Next year. I didn't even project what his salary is this year.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna find his salary for this year. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Who? Randall's?
Randall.
Yeah, talk about Randall.
I think it's like 17 mil.
What?
Yeah, I think it's 17 and then it goes up, it bumps up. But
he's making plus 20, bro.
Oh, he got 178. I'm sorry. I think he was making 26 mil.
That's closer, Tricky. I think it was 26.
Correct.
Closer to that, yeah.
I'm on my last year's.
You know what? While Freezie's looking that up, let me just say this because it's a real quick point anyway. I don't evaluate Cam Reddish. I haven't seen enough of him, but what I did see of him, his first year and a half in Atlanta, he did not play well. He was very inconsistent. Poor play. He couldn't put big games together or consistent games together. So Atlanta looked at what they had. They said we needed to make some changes. They brought in Bogdanovich. They drafted Hunter and whatever. They already had Herder. So they built around that, knowing that they didn't know exactly what they were getting from Cam. Now that Cam has stepped up and been playing better ever since that playoff series, and this year's been a much better year when they needed him. It's just there's people in front of him. So I don't necessarily think that it's Cam's fault early on, but it's not Cam's fault now. Cam is a much better Cam now, but there's the dominoes are already in place.
You know what it is, Ron? It's that Cam has all the skills that scream, whoa, like this guy could be an impact player. Like he has the wingspan. He has the length. He has the handle. He has a very nice form of his jump shot. He shot 48% from the corner 3 this year.
Wow.
Okay. You could put him in the PNR. He is effective. It's just that can you get it consistently every night for him, and is he going to develop in the right way in order for him to be able to have that production every night? I think that's the question with Cam.
Well, so what you have to do is for one, if you do that, right? So look at what the variables are in the stimulus, right? So in order for you to say, can you get that every night? That assumes that something has to be consistent, right?
Not necessarily.
I'm okay. All right.
I was just saying in the sense that, like, because the skill set is there and all the elements are there for him to do it, it's just a matter of him being able to put 2 and 2 together now and doing it.
Right.
That's what I mean.
My only question is, I'll say this real quick. My only question is, can Cam do that in limited minutes, or does he need to play not starter type minutes, but a good amount of minutes to be effective. Because you have to be out there, with the juices flowing, getting comfortable on the court. Because if we only give him Obi type minutes, will we get the production out of him that we expect? That's what I'm wondering.
Let me go back to let me go back to what D said first. So I want to break down what D said, right? Because there's more to it. I think sometimes we speed along so fast in our conversations that we just gloss over stuff. So what D said is basically was based off of Cam Reddish playing with an injury-prone, ball-dominant point guard, right? So when Trae Young is there, he's going to dominate the ball and give you the shots that he wants you to take, right? That's just what it is. So it depends on what defenses are showing Trae Young, which would force him to pass the ball to other ball handlers and all that stuff. He's not going to do that. He's like, yeah, I would rather take this 33-foot three than give the ball to you in the corner for three where you shoot 48%. In Trae Young's mind, is this is a higher percentage make. Me shooting a 30-foot three than you shooting 48% from three. Right? Because think about this. If any coach in their right mind that would have heard what D said about Cam Reddish shooting corner three, wouldn't they be running plays for this guy to get that shot off? Because if D is balling, if D Poetic found that stat randomly on the internet, you think an NBA scouting department wouldn't know? Right. Of course they would. Now, with that said, Cam Reddish is coming to a team that doesn't have a ball dominant point guard. This team, and I know y'all gonna say otherwise, but this team likes to pass to each other. Right now, we can't shoot. That's the reason why assist totals are atrocious. Because we can't find the easy pass to easy baskets. And then when we do pass, a lot of times, man, our shots are off.
Awful.
And I just want to wrap up real quick with just this. Cam Reddish is an NBA starter. Right? Cam Reddish is an NBA starter. Right? I think his orientation with us is not going to be one where Tibbs can stop this young man from becoming the player that he is going to be. Because when you are a good NBA player, you are going to have a breakthrough. Coaches can't stop you from being good. Your coach nor the opposing coach can't stop you from being the player that you want to be. Right? Because if you're good, trust me, the coach is going to let you do your thing. Right? Cam Reddish just needs some time. I wouldn't put too much pressure on Cam. Cam, I think, is going to be the answer to a lot of stuff that ails us. But don't expect a 40-point outing tomorrow. Just expect Cam to run up and down the court, get used to being. I know RJ Barrett's probably going to throw him a lob. You'll probably see them chest bumping and hugging and all that stuff, excited to finally play with each other in the NBA. But don't expect Terror Squad to come out and be playing a championship theme tomorrow just because Cam Reddish got hit.
Yeah. And hey, hold on 1 second. We got 146 watching. We got 90 likes. This stream started an hour ago. Get those goddamn likes up. Who the hell are you guys think you are? Come on. Look at me. I live at home. I got to work 50 hours a fucking week to have a dresser here.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, Freezie. You got to get him out, bro.
Yeah, Tricky.
You got to cook.
Hey, Tricky.
Family show.
Get those likes up.
That's a language.
Yeah.
Likes up.
Yeah.
We got late night Tricky in the building.
Oh
No, it's
man,
not late night tricky. Not yet.
it's early night tricky. That's not good. So,
No.
so hold
Tricky,
up a
I'm just
second,
gonna ask
Freezy.
you. Yeah, Tricky, I'm just gonna ask you to watch your language, bro, and
So,
just be
Did I
respectful of
say
everybody.
something bad? I didn't.
Yeah, bro.
so you cursed twice, sir. So,
Sorry.
check this out, Freezy. So to ask you, because this is where I really wanted to get to with the conversation with Cam. My question to you, because I know that you do hold a lot of stock for Tibbs and stuff like that. So I wanted to know your perspective and knowing that. How do you think that Tibbs will handle this Cam Reddish experiment? Because that's what it is right now. It's an experiment. So how do you think this will be handled from a week to week basis, and what will happen? Like what will happen for certain triggers to be pulled?
In what direction?
In either direction, either for him to have inconsistent minutes or for him to have 25 to 30 minutes. Like what things would need to happen in order for those triggers to be pulled? And if he does play like that, do you feel in either way, do you feel that Tom will make the decision on cue?
I know right before you answer, I just want to say thank you for having me on. We appreciate having you back. It's good to see you, bro. I'm happy to see your face out here, feeling a little better. Guys, it's been great. I got to roll, but I'll see y'all next time.
Ron, take care of yourself,
All
brother.
right,
See you, Ron.
Ron.
Peace.
Thank
Peace,
you.
Ron. Peace.
Peace, Ron.
Yeah. So to answer that, I would say this: when a coach is down down as many players as Tibbs, I think the conventional thinking, the conventional wisdom, may not be in place right now.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say in a season where you don't know when bodies are going to go and come back, I would say Cam would probably be in that 20-minute window.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's starting or off the bench, it don't matter, right? But because in order for Cam to start, that means you got to take somebody out of the starting lineup.
So what's the next move?
And so who would you take out of the starting lineup, right? So I think Cam will probably come off the bench.
Okay.
Right.
I agree.
And then you'll see how he plays with a combination of bench players some and starters some, and Tibbs will evaluate that. Like, give me a question. Give me any example.
Hey,
So
how does he play with?
Something quick, just so the chat understands. No, I'm at home. I live with my dad in hospice care right now. So that's all I was saying.
Okay.
I never got to put that out there, like my dad being in hospice and all that. And so
sorry to hear that.
Yes,
the way it is.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Freezy, so you were saying?
Yeah, man. Hey, Trick. Nah, we good. We good there. We just saying, just don't use the F word.
I didn't realize they used it, and I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I apologize.
Yeah. No doubt. So, what I was getting at is, I think Tibbs will evaluate Cam Reddish on a moving scale because there's so many different moving pieces to this season that it's hard to it's hard to judge anybody, even Randall. It's hard to judge even Randall in this season of ins and outs, because think about this, man. So Julius Randall is the 55th ranked player in salary, right? 55th right now this year. Next year he'll be the 49th, 48th or whatever, right? If Jaylen Brown didn't have to play with Jason Tatum, like if Jason Tatum was missing, right? Would Jaylen Brown struggle some in certain situations? I would say yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But Julius Randle doesn't have a Jason Tatum he can rely on.
Right.
Hey, wait a minute, Freezy. Come on.
He does.
Can I say one
no,
thing?
that's a good point, though.
Look, Freezy, no, that's not even a good take. Let me tell you why.
Yeah, it is.
Look, RJ and Randall last year set the table for this year. If they didn't do what they did last year, you wouldn't have a Fournier here. because then it was lower
I wish we
expectations.
didn't. He only plays for Boston.
Hey, calm down. Now that they gained both of them, slid back, it exposes Fournier and them. They didn't come. If they was doing what they did last year, everybody else would be playing better because they'll be getting the vocal parts. The most dominant parts of everybody else's defense, and it will open up everything else. So, in a sense, they did have that. They had each other, but them two are not playing as they played last year. So the rest of the roster suffers. They have to live with that. When they play better, Batman and Robin, the rest of the team plays better. That's just the way it goes. You can't exclude them from Tatum and Brown when one of them is not there. You got RJ and you got Randall. They set this platform. Let's keep it a buck. They set the platform last year and they have not lived up to it. Both of them. So it's not just Randall, it's RJ too. And then so goes Dylan and the rest of the team.
Okay. I'm not going to belabor the point, but if you still have guys, if somebody got their TV up or something,
if somebody's got noise in the background, if it's you, just please mute it.
Somebody has a TV.
Ah, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right. So
I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, Chuck. Just give me 2 minutes.
I'll try this.
Freezie, I gotta go through the family thing, brother. So, y'all take care of yourselves. Have a great night. Freezie, we'll talk. I'll see y'all on Monday for the morning drive. Y'all take care of yourself.
Yo,
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace, D.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro.
Just to touch on your point about how Tibbs is going to use like a sliding scale to evaluate Cam's playing or what he can contribute. But if history has shown us, and recent history has shown us, that Tibbs favors Evan Fournier, Alec Burks, and lineups like that, where does Cam get his opportunity? Like the trade that I suggested was to move guys out of the way, not necessarily having Russell Westbrook as the crown jewel, but if you really want to evaluate the young guys, the Quentin Grimes, the Cam Reddishes, the RJ Barretts, and things like that, you have to move certain guys out of the way so Tibbs don't have the ability to look down the bench and call those guys and put them and play them in minutes. That's the only reason why I suggested the trade. I'm not a Russell Westbrook fan at this stage in his career, especially not for us.
He has a motor though.
He does has those things, Danny. Those things can benefit us in this year and a half, but what you're trying to do is really establish a core of young guys that you can build, that you can really build with. If we're leaning on RJ as the guy who's going to be the franchise player and Cam being a part of that, we're not going to be able to see that with a Tibbs roster with guys that he's going to reach for, that is not going to put us in any better winning position than the young guys. I just want to see the young guys get an opportunity, us have cap flexibility, especially in 2023, where there's a deep draft, the first year where the high school guys can be drafted. So we'll know exactly what we have and what we traded for. Outside of that, we're going to be chasing our own tail, and we're not going to move forward.
Yeah, but Chuck, look,
I just want to say one thing, just about Cam, just really quick, Rob. I agree, Chuck, with what you're saying as far as we may need to. I'm not necessarily a Westbrook guy, and I'm not necessarily talking about the trade you proposed, but like I agree, it's hard to evaluate when you got a stockpile of guys. So we may need to move several guys to go addition by subtraction, so we get the look at everybody. But my thing with Cam is this. I need him to play at least 20 minutes a night. That's where I feel like the threshold for me with Cam is. I have seen Cam play. In my opinion, yes, he is very like when he's hot, he is flaming hot. He's like he'll have games where he's like 9 for 10 from 3. I've seen it. Okay,
he's got 3 games over 30, right, Spree?
He's just he's a very streaky player, which is a little scary, but he does have a lot of upside. But when he is hot, you want to keep going to him. So I think we need to see what we have. So Chuck, I'm not hating on your trade proposal. I understand the rationale behind it. I'm not necessarily sure they would do it for Westbrook, but I understand your point. I just wanted to say
that. Chuck also, you really think you're not going to see Cam as much as how you're speaking, Chuck?
Hey, hold on for just a second.
Let's get it. Y'all be spitting with you every day. I'm just podcasting. You don't know what that mean when I say I'm podcasting. I'm broadcasting these flows with the podcasting. Every day of my life, I'm just podcasting. Share my dreams with you, mean I'm podcasting. You can see my vision through the podcasting. But don't forget J Boogie when I'm broadcasting. I'm podcasting, he's podcasting. I've been spitting this venom since Karate Flicks. When Mr. Sims was sharing nothing but the Knicks. I guess you know by now, I seen some tough years. Now I know the reason why Freezie got them blowing tears.
Look, I always like hearing my part, bro. I be always happy to hear my part.
That song is fire.
You know, that's actually a song I would ride and die with, like in my truck, and just cruise around the town of Bad Axe, Michigan.
We don't want you to die, Nick. We don't want you to die.
Just ride.
No, ride and die. I said
just
ride and die.
Just ride.
So Chuck, to the point that you were saying, right, that Thibodeau mightn't have Cam out there as much. You really feel that way. We're not going to see him, although we need him a lot, as Spree would say, at least 20 minutes. With his wingspan, and we need perimeter defense. Chuck,
here's why I say that. We've been in these squared boxes for weeks on end, asking why isn't Grimes getting him more minutes? He brings perimeter defense, don't he? Right? But right. Tibbs will opt to go with Alec Burks. Grimes might get in here and there. Listen, forget the Lakers trade. Forget that all together. Forget the money. Forget Westbrook. Forget all that. I'm saying move certain guys so that the young guys will have time to play and you can accurately evaluate them.
All you have to move is one person, and it's going to open up 3 positions. You look, Spree, I know how you feel about Burke. But Burke is an accent like how the Morris guy was.
I agree. He's
gonna get a first-round pick. You move the Swiss Army knife that covers 3 positions. You look, point guard gonna get more play. The small forward is gonna get more play. The 2 is gonna get more play just on Burks alone, because Tibbs trusts Burke at 3 different positions.
I agree with that.
So if you move that, the young players are gonna get more time. You don't have to do the LA thing. All you got to, which I think is going to be the next move. The next move, I think, is going to be Burks.
I think you're right.
That's the one that makes the most sense.
I agree.
Burks, and it opens up 3 positions, and everybody else can start getting more minutes. Because funny as it sounds right now, Knox played 15 straight minutes on Jimmy Butler last night, and he shut him down. Butler didn't get a basket.
Yeah?
Butler didn't get a basket.
Man.
From 2 minutes leading out.
And the Hawks beat them.
By 2.
Nice.
Look, so I think that might weigh good for Cam. Because if Knox getting minutes in Atlanta, I think the front office is like, yo, this boy down there getting minutes. So
Burks has value to another team, no doubt.
Yes, Burks has the most value from the bench without trading. I say without trading RJ and Julius. It's gonna be Burks. He got the most value. So if you can free up 3 positions by just chipping off one player and people can get minutes, that means Grimes is going to get minutes. That means McBride might get minutes after that because he doesn't have that safety right there no more. You got to take away. You're right, Chuck, when you say you got to take away some of his safety mechanisms because that's how he rolls. But that's what the way how Leon Rose is rolling too. Leon is saying, okay, it's not going this well. Here's another young player. Sooner or later, like you say, he ain't gonna have a choice because that's all gonna be there.
Hey, OG, my only deal though is I feel like you got to keep a guy like Alec Burks around, right? And not to say keep Burks around for the sake of not keeping it. Yeah, anybody
2 years.
Yeah, and so it's like you don't want to do them like for instance, a lot of y'all feel like we should fat cat Taj Gibson, like how Miami fat cat Udonis Haslam, right? So we don't need a fat cat around. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, why you got fat cat around? I don't know. He just always be here. Now we don't need, you know what I'm saying, to need them to be like that. But Burks is so multi-dimensional, like what Rob the OG is saying. I think what you could probably do is not lessen his minutes, but lessen the roles that he you know what I'm saying, have to carry. So I would say, hey Burks, listen, instead of you running spot point guard minutes and spot blah minutes, I want to fit you right back into that role that you was in last year, where you was just a bit scorer, right? You could be the bit scorer like you was last year. And then you can have Cam come in and play. And I know people will say, well, where do you get the minutes from if Burks still plays the same amount of minutes? Well, Kemba Walker misses a lot of time, right? Derrick Rose is out until, right?
And you can throw in a while.
That's when you can throw McBride in them in there. That's the whole thing about playing the young. You still got D Rose for the value. You still got Kemba. But to get something back that's going to help us in the future and plus give out minutes, hey, that's the sacrificial lamb right there.
Right. And I agree with you with what you're saying. But what I'm getting at though is right now we don't exactly know who we are as a team yet.
No, we don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And like an identity.
Yeah, and so I would say before we start shipping out pieces and then regretting that we had that piece back, I would say that we just play it by ear, at least for these next few handful of games, right? And say if we lose,
when is the trade deadline, Freezie?
February
10.
February 10.
I would say so. The next few weeks.
Yeah. And so
I'm not talking about like tomorrow, but I'm just saying though, like, look, like I say, I like Burks, I really do, but we all know Burks.
You need Burks, bro. You need Burks right now.
Yeah, like I say, like leading up to because you get ready to. You got a year and a half with Cam Reddish. So if they made this move, they got to make a decision in a year and a half whether we're going to pay him or not. So you got to get as much information out of this as possible.
Hey, Rob,
you know.
You're right sometimes, but there's a lot of times when you're very wrong. Like, you're not looking at the point that we never were a team to go to contend. We never were. Just because what you saw from the bubble, and you thought, hey, maybe we're a team that's
we wasn't in the bubble.
Be about
we weren't in the bubble. Our season was over.
But that's not what he was. That's not what he was alluding to, though. But hold on for just a second. Yeah, was good.
Solo cry money. Solo jail.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Tricky Nicky was referring to the bubble season when we were
Can I finish?
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, I'm sure.
I just want to finish real quick.
Okay.
Like my point is, with these Knicks that we got, everybody thinks like, hey, we're gonna win a championship. No, we're building. When did we not become in build mode? You don't go from garbage to trash to 1 year of Randall having success in a COVID season to the next season signing Fournier and Kemba and go, wow, we should be better than where we're at. I'm just happy where we're at. Why don't we get this as Knicks fans? As Knicks fans, honestly. Do we not understand? I'm going to say this real quick. Give me 1 minute. Do we not understand that we as a team are not that good? The characters we got together, they're not meant to be together. They're not. And the guys we got, we thought Randall's good. He's a third option, maybe a strong third option, maybe a minimal second option. Bottom line, though, is we are in build mode. And with Cam Reddish coming, and with whatever we can do by February, I hope we get somebody. I think we can make a run.
But
we ain't gonna win it all.
with you.
So you said that, but it's basically in line with Rob OG said.
That's what I said.
No, Rob, you're sitting there saying you're getting on Randall and getting on these guys, but when did you not realize
Tricky,
wasn't the guy?
Tricky. That's not what he said. He just said that Alec Burks might be the one that need to be traded if we trade somebody.
But Alec Burks is the reason we're relevant in a way, and he's not the guy. We know that. We already know that. I agree with him.
Right.
But
that's what
they're bringing in. Well, we lived in 10 years of irrelevancy. We had nothing.
Yeah, we know that already.
So can we just maybe make the playoffs a couple of years in a row before people get on this Knicks team? Can we do that once? Can we make the playoffs?
No, you can't make the. I'm sorry to interrupt. You cannot make the playoffs. You're not making the playoffs, bro. You're a lottery team. You're in a lottery position.
Can we make the playoffs a couple years in a row, establish maybe some type of relevancy, or do we got to go revert to the lottery, or are we going to win a championship? You guys got to figure it out yourself. In my opinion, the team is building with Leon Rose, and they are building with Tibbs, and we are developing right now. What you guys got to understand, what I'm really trying to say is this. This is all I'm trying to say as Tricky Nigga. This team is creating something, so maybe one day we'll finally get somebody to come here to help us out. We don't have it. We haven't had it. We've sucked for so many years. What, 72? We won a championship? My Lions won in 52. I'm going on 70 years with them. Like,
well, hey, but Tricky Nigga, the point was you said Rob was wrong, and then you went on a thing about what Rob said, and it wasn't what Rob the OG was saying. So it was like,
I'm tired of you guys like handbagging people.
Hey, Tricky Nicky, listen. No, I'm not moving on because what happened is I think what you did to Rob the OG was not fair. It just wasn't fair. And I sit back and listen to everybody. I don't get to jump in here and do all that.
I didn't say anything mean to Rob.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Bro, what I said is you said Rob was wrong about a certain thing, and that's not what
I said about. Rob was wrong.
No, he's actually said Rob be dead wrong most of the time.
I said Rob was dead wrong. How does that mean?
Bro, listen to what
Rob
I'm saying.
Rob can prove me wrong, call me dead wrong. I wouldn't be offended.
But that's not the point. The point is if you had a point that you were gonna say, we'd have just listened to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, we be
But you
full
guys
disclosure
aren't
here.
listening to it. You're not listening to my point. You're interrupting me every time I'm trying to talk. So.
Wow.
Drink water, baby.
No, I'm saying
drink water, baby.
No, I'm saying you tell me not to interrupt, and so I don't. But then you guys are always interrupting me. Let's be real.
This is Chuck Allen on behalf of the Hangout.
I'll be chill.
No win to say
Freezie,
win.
I'll be chill.
Be safe.
We gotta hear from Jay.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Drink responsibly. Drink responsibly.
Yeah. So what I found is what the OG was saying is this: if there is a piece to be moved, then Alec Burks is probably the most valuable of the pieces that can be moved. That's what you was getting at, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
And so I disagree with Rob because I felt like not that Alec Burks doesn't have value to be moved, but I wouldn't want to have Alec Burks be moved, right? Because the premise was of the pieces to be moved, which would have the most value. And so I would insert Alec Burks into one of those pieces that I don't want to trade, right? Because it's hard finding a guy. It's hard finding one guy to do three different things, right? And the OG said it. He was like, "Yo, if you want to clear up the things at three positions, all you have to do is move one, right?" And so I'm in the mindset that if I can get one guy to do three things, why do I need three guys to do one thing?
Because you're trying to get Cam minutes.
I understand
that position.
I understand that. I understand that. I understand.
I just want to wait 2 weeks before the deadline to see where we're at before I make the decision on Burks. But I understand Rob's point, and I understand Freeze's point too.
Right, but and so what I'm saying with Alec Burks is just because he's one guy that can do three things doesn't mean he can't still be one guy that does one thing. You know what I'm saying? And if we clarify,
Tibbs is not going to allow that though, because he's not. You know how he's stuck on his vets. Now we had a different coach, but what Tibbs is, he's just going to take that same player. We're going to see him do it time after time.
He put in Burks over Toppin late in the game the other night
and fill a different position.
No, Toppin doesn't play with the shit lately. So.
We thought that Obi was going to come in. What'd he do? He snatched Burks.
Yeah.
You know, look, you think somebody going to run point guard when Rose got hurt? You thought that was going to be McBride? No, he made it Burks. He always going to rely on the veteran. So sometimes the management got to save the coach from himself. You got to remove some of the things that he's used to doing and put him in a situation that you can use so he can use the resources that you're putting there for him so you can evaluate down the line. Tibbs will not allow anybody to evaluate down the line long as you got them vets there. He's going to find a way to play him.
But can we make that decision right before the trade deadline? Can we just wait 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah, no doubt. You can wait till midnight till the day to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's wait. Let's see where we are. Let's see if we go on a 7-game, 6-game, and we get it together before the deadline. That changes my opinion. But if we're not, and we're still, if we go 2-8 or 2-7, then I think you do consider moving a guy like Burks.
I wanted to talk about this Brunson thing. I had a theory on this. Do you fellas want to listen to me right quick about that?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, now Brunson, he wants $20 million, right?
Yeah.
And everybody thinks that I was listening to the value the trades that they was trying to make for him. I think that anybody dealing with Brunson right now, he's not in a position of strength. And let me tell you why. I went through the league and I looked at teams that needed point guards. It's only about 3, maybe 3. Right. You got maybe the Pelicans, Boston, and us.
Right.
That needs a point guard. Everybody else has a point guard. Right. So that's what Dennis Schroeder ran into. He thought that the window was going to be out there for all of these point guards, but all the teams got him. So he got the Pelicans, he got the Knicks, he got ties with the Knicks. So therefore, getting him from Dallas, I wouldn't think it's going to cost that much. And to sign him, he's not 20. He's more siding on what the league is saying because nobody's going to pay a backup 20.
No.
And if Boston get rid of Schrader just to get him, I don't think Boston is going to give him 20. We're not going to give him. I think his value is around between 11 and 14. It's not 20. No way.
So you don't think any team will give him 20, Rob?
Hey, look, it's only 3 teams that need point guards. You want to go play in New Orleans? And that's a maybe.
Yeah.
Because they got the Kira Lewis.
So do you think he would take less money to come here?
Look, it's not that what he's going to take less money. There's not going to be a lot on the table for him to get. And then you still got Colin Sexton out there too. If
What's the deal on him?
He's out for the season.
Meniscus.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about for next year. If a team snatch him, it's only 2 spots there. And then Boston is over the cap, big time. They like 137 million. We at 119. So we can absorb anything without giving the minimum. And we will still be all right if he and his dad play here. I think the Knicks got the front without giving up a whole bunch. I'm not saying don't give him, but you don't have to give up the farm because there's not a lot of jobs out there for him.
If Brunson said I'll come to the Knicks for 17.5 million a year, you doing that?
No. What
type of contract, Rob, would you be willing to? Go ahead.
Between the most you can get from, look, you have to twist my arm to give him 15. I'm in between 11 and 14.
Okay.
Due to what the market shows. It's only 3 teams. It's only really 2 teams then because they drafted Kyra Lewis and he's not playing yet.
Okay. Nah, because he hurt. He hurt.
Okay, so yeah, he's not playing. So you want to develop that because you in the seller anyway. So there's no need to pay him that money. He's not going to move the needle for you.
Gotcha. So 11 to 14. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say that. And then
cool
if anybody then if you can't get him, you still got Dennis Schroeder. You just swept and he's not going to get 20. So he's not going to just come over here and pimp us. There's no reason for us to even allow him to with only 2 teams that need starting point guard. Us and maybe not Boston because Boston may sign Schrader. And then it's only 1 team. Yeah. And you think you're going to come to us. Nobody's going to pay you $20 million to be a backup.
Y'all guys have a blessed night. I'm going to jump out, let Hadouken come in.
All right, Stafford.
Salute.
Be safe, my guys. Question for you guys.
Uncle Freeze, old school Knicks in the morning?
Yep.
All right. So I'll see you there. Bless up. All right, G. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Nice.
Y'all have a good one.
Yo,
God bless.
All this conversation about Brunson and Brunson and Luka is able to play together. Why? And I know, and these rumors, they move around. I said, why are y'all definitely under the impression that Dallas is going to move on from Brunson? I'm not so comfortable. He fits that program.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I'm not so comfortable. And he's next to Luka. Luka side to the 2. I'm not so sure Brunson. I'm not. Especially if they do a deep playoff run.
Why would they? That's the question you ask.
They saying Brunson want to start. That's the problem. They saying Brunson want to start.
So slow again.
The other thing is, Rob, too, if the price is right, I know you say there's multiple teams that have 2 and 3 point guards better than the Knicks starting point guard. So some teams might have 1 and be okay with having with a Brunson on the bench if they could get him for the right price. So that, but I see what you said.
He wants to start.
But I get it. But he doesn't control himself until his free agency.
Okay, so what? Next year, right? That's what they've been screaming. Next year, he's a free agent.
Man, we had Jay Boogie on. I want to hear him.
At the end of this year, he's a free agent.
Oh, you don't want me talking, Tricky Nicky? I'm sorry. Let me shut up. J. Tricky Nicky wants you to talk.
You got that right. You got that right. Shut up. You tell me to shut up too. I love you, brother.
I didn't tell you to shut up, my bro. I said drink water. I said drink water and drink responsible. No, I don't joke though, bro. I'm not joking with a drunk man who can't control himself. I don't play those games, man. Respect me as a man.
Bim, pretty much.
Okay, I got you.
See, Rob was nice to you. I'm not gonna play these games with you.
Okay, I got you.
Go ahead, Jay Book. I'm sorry, big bro.
You're back to drivers, though.
Now finish your point, right?
What you say again, Tricky? Because I got time tonight. I'm in Florida at a golf tournament, and the weather hasn't got above 50 degrees. Tomorrow I got a team will be 38. I spent a lot of money to be in this tournament, so I'm in a bad mood, Tricky. So let's do it, bro. Let's do it. You want to make some content?
Listen, you're in a bad mood. We're Knicks fan. We're all in a bad mood. Let's be real.
Just roll the tank and relax.
Yeah, just
roll, man.
Relax.
That's what this. Hold on, Rob, J Boogie, Rob, J Boogie. Come on, man.
Don't call me out. It's not fair to call me out. I'm going through a lot too. I don't know what you're going through, and I'm sorry.
Hey, Tricky.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we good. We good, man.
I'm prepared to send Uncle Freezie a cash app to buy you off the panel, bro. You gotta chill, man. Gotta chill.
Man, come on.
Hey. I don't know what you're going through. Like I said, I'm going through a lot. I got my dad here with hospice. I don't have a lot of shit. No, I'm not asking for sympathy. I don't need any of it.
No, Tricky, you gotta put the bottle down. You gotta put the bottle down, bro.
Yeah, hey, man. So we getting off the rails here, but you know, we getting off the rails. We just want to chill.
Let Jay Boogie cook.
Okay. Jay Boogie was good. G Money ain't even said that since he's been here.
Salute.
Oh, I didn't know. I just got here. I didn't know who talked to didn't. I'm sorry.
I just want to say hello to everybody in the neighborhood, man. Make sure everybody doing okay, and shout out to the chat, greatest people in the world, that orange and blue. Second thing is, I want to, say, Freezie, it's good to see you back on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Hope all is well with you and your health, you and your family, and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Jay Boogie, you ever seen an orange slice move at 800 miles per hour? No, right? I tried to eat an orange slice the other day, bro. And
That's good.
It was just crazy.
Also, get some rest. Take some chicken noodle soup too, and also, like I said, get some rest. Don't overwork yourself too much, man.
Hey, just roll the tank.
So I already understand what's going on.
I worked 91 hours this week.
So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tricky, man. It might be, just man.
Listen, Uncle Freezie. I worked 90 hours this week.
Hey, Tricky.
So I can only have a drink, and then he wants to get on me. It's not fair. It's not fair. I do everything to provide for my family and do everything.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, man, is just try to keep it mostly Knicks. Try to keep it mostly Knicks and all that stuff. But for those that are just roll the tank and relax, I understand why they might be in a bitter mood, and it's not just because of the weather in Florida. I understand why it is, and I gotta say it just real quick. How about them Cowboys? So
Well, Stephen A. was ecstatic. Watch the boys.
Yo, you big petty. Yo, you big petty. Hey, by the way, bring Tricky Nicky back, yo.
I gotta let.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nicky chill for a few minutes.
No, I was saying to change the Cowboy topic.
Yeah.
I don't listen. The Cowboys, man. Listen. I'm done after this year. The definition of insanity is to keep going about it the same way and expect a different outcome. Jerry Jones wants to do it his way. His way hasn't worked for 25 years. Right. He won those Super Bowls off the back of what Jimmy Johnson put together. It's over, man. But I'm always going to be a Cowboy fan. But y'all won't hear me rah. We going to the Super Bowl. If we get to the Super Bowl, I'll be surprised. I'm gonna leave it at that under Jerry Jones' tenure. I packed it in.
Stephen A. will like you. Stephen A. will like you because Stephen A. respects Cowboy fans who actually are reasonable, but he doesn't like many Cowboy fans because they're, biased, crazy, their opinions invalid, disrespectful. Yeah.
He do that for TV.
Yeah. And so what I wanted to do is now that Hadouken is here, dude, how do you feel about the Knicks begrudgingly moving in the direction of a youth movement? Like, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like it's an accident that they're moving in a direction where their best players are those that are going to be under, say, 25 and below, or do you think it's being done intentionally, but intentionally, I guess is the way to put it.
All right. First of all, salute to everyone. Shout out to people in the
It's
chat.
been a long time, bro.
What's up?
How you been?
What's up, John?
I've been
Wayne,
chilling.
the Duke.
Yeah, shout out to everyone on the panel. Hope everyone's good. Everyone in the chat. I don't know if it's specifically like moving towards it. I think it's just naturally happening, to be honest, because of the way that Randall has been playing. I feel like the thing that started it, to be honest, was when he went into protocols. They started giving RJ the ball more, and then after that they started running the offense more through him. Then you saw good things happening from that, and guys are still out, so now you're getting like guys like Grimes play 20 minutes the last few games. They're starting to play better. I think it's just a natural thing. I don't think we're gonna full on go to that because I think right now Randall is a question mark. The team is the question mark, and I just think they gotta find like the best way to do. Because I don't know I wouldn't say we're going full on youth movement, to be honest, because we still got like a lot of vets on the team. And I don't think going full on youth movement would be the right thing right now, to be honest, because this season is like right in the middle. So yeah, but I do think Burks or Evan is getting traded. That's all I know. And Obi.
Probably. Don't even Kemba might be gone too.
Hey,
Rob,
Luke,
I already told you. Yeah, I saw. I answered you. I don't. It's not. I want him to get traded, but I think Obi's gonna get traded. That's just.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because look, if they're moving towards the youth movement, the tempo of the game is gonna pick up. They're not gonna be half court any longer, and Obi's gonna fit right in with that. That's why I'm thinking like, I said this in game 15 that this was gonna happen. Me and G.I. had a long talk one day about this. I said, look, the San Antonio blueprint, move out the old and in with the young, is going to happen. And it's happening right in front of y'all face. I called this out a long time ago. And it's just coming to
Yeah, but who's old?
Look,
who's
like
old?
The vet, like I'm just, but my timeline is a year or two. That these young boys, these 10 players that the Knicks have right now.
You didn't answer my question, bro.
Look,
who's old? You said out. No, Rob. Hold on. You said out with the old and in with the new. That's your statement.
Yeah.
30 seconds ago.
So
who's old? No. Identify the old.
I didn't say today.
Oh, okay. So I'm confused then.
All right, I didn't say, but this direction that the Knicks was that's progressing to. This is what I always was talking about. I said, look, these guys are there to stay competitive while these young guys grow in the garden. That was always been my comment. And now as they grow, you're going to have to start making room for them.
I see it a little different. I think in the same words you're saying. I think we'll get to the same answer. I think it comes back to Tibbs. When Tibbs sat down, he said, I'm not coaching a bunch of young players. You have to give me vets to lean on, which is why he gives them so many minutes. I don't know it's less about the management, because you sound like, Rob, if I listen to you, it sounds like you're saying it from a management perspective.
This is what I'm telling Tibbs when I hired him. I said, look, I'm going to give you your vets, but my end goal is to raise these pups. Now, I'll give you your vets to start off with, but the end game is what I put in this farm system coming up. They're gonna play. Play your vets until my boys are ready.
Okay, Robert, I gotta push you on this a little bit. Now I want to let Jay Boogie and G Money, but I gotta push you on this because it's not me. Because then where are your stars gonna come from? When do you acquire stars?
No, my stars first. I'm going with development and chemistry. That's what I'm going with. My point is, I want to develop one. If I can't get one, my cap flexibility will give me one. And it looked like it's going to be Zion.
Oh, okay. So there you go. Say Zion. All right. Okay. Even though you're banking, so in your mind, you're banking on a man. You're banking on a man that hasn't played in like a year, but that's your answer. I'm with that.
Okay. Yeah. My cap flexibility will give it to me too. Because I'm 119 million, one of the lowest in the league. Got transferable contracts for everybody. So when it's time for me to,
if Zion ever gets back healthy and to what he was in the past, I'd be good with that. But I'm not banking. But today, right now, tonight, I can't intelligently talk about a man that I don't know is going to play basketball or what he's going to be. I can't quantify. From now on, I'm doing. I don't know if y'all saw our show last Thursday. Last Wednesday. I'm not doing no more soft talking, all of this stuff. I enjoyed the show tonight.
You asked about the star.
No. I was challenging what your what you call it was. I was challenging because you talked about developing our players we drafted, but we know 9 times out of 10 we haven't drafted a star. We got RJ at number 3, and we're questioning whether he's going to be a star. So I'll give it to you. I'm just saying at some point you have to. Chuck said it best, and this is his show. Great show, Chuck. By the way, great show. But Chuck says we're in talent acquisition mode. So you and Chuck disagree a little bit because you're saying we got all the talent, we're just going to develop it, and Chuck is saying no.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. What I said was we're developing talent, but we're still in the acquisition of more.
You never said that. You never said that till I challenged.
But I never said that this was it. I never said that. That just goes out there. Look, and Cam Reddish will show you that they always moving to get more because they in a situation where as though they can do it. We can get anything that we can acquire anything that we want to if it's got a price tag on it because that's how we built right now. If we want it, we can acquire it in any kind of way. So moving forward, we're in a great place. We're in a great place. These players now, the Burke issue was that I was telling Freezie was Burke commands 3 positions. If you want these pups to get 1, you can move 1 and it'll open up positions for 3.
Burks can be whatever you want him to be.
Burks is the only army now you have on the exactly. But Chuck, come off mute. I'm gonna shut up. I saw you come off mute. I'm gonna shut up because I brought you. I segued you in here.
But we was looking for minutes for Reddish, and he plays at that position. So if we're gonna invest like everybody says, how good Reddish is,
jumping the gun, Rob, you jumping the gun. You can't say we're looking for minutes for Reddish, and Reddish hasn't even got to wait for a game. Oh, I heard y'all talking about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I'm sorry.
That's what brought up Burks.
Don't worry, you ain't got to worry about minutes for Reddish. You ain't even got to give him no minutes. Because Reddish get ready to take his minutes. I don't know what y'all talking about.
All right,
y'all going around in circles.
Let's see.
I
hope he does.
Y'all know movie? I'm gonna tell you where I'm at. I'm gonna tell you a famous movie and a famous part. Remember the Predator? The very first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
When they was out there in the woods, and they asked Billy, what's wrong? You know what Billy told him? He said, I'm scared. It's something out there, and it ain't no man. That's what he told him. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm scared for our team. Because just listening to y'all talk about When you say Tom wants the veterans in the office, wants to go young, that's going to be the perfect excuse to have on their side to get rid of Tom, whether y'all know it or not. That's going to be the perfect excuse for them to get rid of Tom. It's Tom.
So big.
I brought the veterans in. It's not working. I'm going young. And for me to go young, I know you don't want to go with the veterans. So we're going to depart our ways. I'm telling you that. I say about Reddish, the same thing you saying about Burks, play 3 positions, so does Cam. But the thing about Cam, he can play the 2, 3, and the 4. So when he on the bench and he see, for example, Evans is having a bad outing, guess what? Reddish can come off that bench and RJ can go to his natural spot and play the 2, and Cam can play the 3. Or if Evans is having a bad game, you know what I'm saying? Or if RJ's having a bad game, he can come in for RJ and play the 3, and Evan can still play the 2. But Julius is having a bad start. He can come in for Julius, and Evan and RJ still could be on the floor. All right. Then you're talking about this guy Brunson. I don't even care much about Brunson. I want an athletic, long wing 6'5" dude that can help me get some easy buckets. All this half-court offense, look at how many buckets we score in transition. Get me somebody that can get up and down the floor. I don't want no half-court offense. You know what I'm saying? 6'1", I got that almost in Brides. If he gets time.
If I could put 20 seconds. If I could, real 20. If you tell me that fire Tom Thibodeau and decide to go to a unit, at that moment, I will be the most disappointed Knicks fan ever, because they should have hired Kenny Atkinson and started with the movement, had some bad years, got great draft picks. So you just set us back years, and I want Leon Rose. If Thibodeau leaves,
Wait. Kenny Atkinson, man. That's the name you pulling out of him?
Listen, might not be the right
I mean, that was he was known as a developmental coach.
Back in 2019, have the Nets win 42 games after Brooklyn was 8-18 to start that season.
Right.
But
I don't need Kenny Atkinson then though. I don't need Kenny then.
Coach, to be honest.
I need for the office that had put together all your good relationships and all that. What you say is bring that to the table after he came off and coach of the year. That's what you're supposed to have done. So the office failed to bring them type players in here.
Right.
True.
So if they failed, now I got to move on, because now we back in another position where we need to develop.
The most important part of the take, Freezie, is you wasted years with this Tibbs thing. What you really thought you were going to win now with what? Randall? And then you didn't bring Tibbs no talent. You drafted some players. You signed Fournier as your star offseason acquisition, and then you're blaming Tibbs for not being able to get this enough players to the finish line. I'll be honest.
No. So for one, all you've done with Tom Thibodeau is, for one, stop losing. That's what you've done for one. Because all the guys that you mentioned, all these guys, these coaches that you say should have been the guy, right? All these dudes that we brought in here, all of them lost when they got here off rip.
No, I didn't say they should be the guy. I'm
generalizing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'm generalizing because what it is a lot of people have a similar point, and instead of speaking to one point at a time, I just want to just generalize. So, man, regardless of who it was, you remember the Knicks offense used to be stalled out, stagnant in the half court. Remember that? Then we signed Jeff Hornacek, because Jeff Hornacek had the 3-point guard system in Phoenix with Goran Dragic, Knight, and Isaiah Thomas.
It was Bledsoe, Thomas, and Dragic.
Bledsoe,
Dragic, and Knight. Bledsoe, Dragic, and Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. And so instead of us going out and getting a triangle coach, we signed Hornacek to learn the triangle on the fly in New York City. Right? Remember that? And And Hornacek had to deal with that stupidity, meanwhile being backstabbed by his lead assistant, Kurt Rambis. You know what I'm saying? Back then we used to get killed by pick and roll defense. Remember that? Every game, pick and roll defense used to kill us.
Yeah.
Right. Then there was but either before, I think it might have been a Derek Fisher, who was a smart X's and O's guy, but his personal life wasn't right. He couldn't focus on the court. You know what I'm saying? There's too many distractions. Like leaving a team plane to go meet up with chicks and leaving the players on the plane by themselves. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stupidness. Right? And then you got Fizdale, Mike Miller. Kurt Rambis was our head coach one time. He was a disaster. Bro.
All stopgaps.
Right. But then we get Tibbs. And all Tibbs does is commit to New York Knicks basketball, right? Tibbs loved basketball, right? But the only thing he loved more than basketball is New York Knicks basketball, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You did the only thing you could say about Tibbs in terms of outside of what happens off on the floor is that he don't have a life. But that's the only thing you can say about Tibbs. Then think about it. What have you heard about Tom Thibodeau off the basketball floor?
Nothing.
He watches the movie.
All business.
Yeah.
Eating cold pizza and watching film.
Right.
He just eats pizza, man. He just waits for the pizza at his front door. He doesn't even actually go to the front door. They already know to put it under the thing, like in the movie Home Alone.
Right. That's my point. The thing with Tibbs is Tibbs didn't inherit an easy job. We think as Knicks fans, because Tibbs took the job, that he should be blessed that we offered him the job. And I'm here to tell you that we should feel blessed that Tibbs accepted the job, because we already went through this hamster wheel of coaches that seem like, they should be the ideal fit. They get here, they try their one trick, it doesn't work, and then they get fired.
That's very well said.
Right. And so what we should do, in my opinion, is instead of looking at say what a Kenny Atkinson did, or even a D'Antoni. Somebody talking, somebody DM me and said, "Hey, would you take Mike D'Antoni back?" So it sounds something like, "Nah, I'll pass.
No.
I'll pass on that." You know what I'm saying? I'll take Tibbs. But it's just like when you take a candidate and you put them in a position, you got to give them time to operate, right? If you go by the first year, his first year as a Knicks coach, was his first year success? I would say moderately, because he took a bad roster and took them to the playoffs.
Right? The year it can be moderate.
Are you talking about Tibbs' first year with New York?
Yeah, first in New York. Yeah,
he was coach of the year.
To me, that would be a huge success. This year, I think it was normal, like you expect it, right? Because I don't think anybody expected that first year.
Right. My point is you have to give this organization and this coach time to undo all the damage that was done by all the previous regimes and stuff.
Facts.
Right. And then time to implement what it is that they want to do. Right. Because the Knicks are known for, once we get to this point right here, Tibbs is at that point. Year and a half.
Carmelo
year and a half.
Win nothing.
Year and a half. We want to fire the coach.
Thank you, Uncle Freezie. No, he's right. He's right.
I think.
No, I have no problem. Go ahead, dude.
No, I was just gonna say, I don't think. Okay, I know most of the people that want to fire him are guys that want to just play all the kids. That's most of the guys that want to fire him. But I don't want to fire him. But he does, recently his rotations are on and off, when he adjusts and when he doesn't adjust. Because there's just certain things he can do, like the one where he puts Burks in, which I think he should have put Sims in. Well, I know we were down to the Pelicans, but he put in Burks, who's a complete zero again.
Right.
Instead, he could have put back RJ, who RJ was actually having a good game, and we could have actually cut the lead even deeper, maybe won that game. Like, he just has like certain lapses where he's just not being smart in those
He's
scenarios.
not adaptable sometimes.
Well,
That's the main problem.
Hadouken, can I ask you a question?
I mean, we love this, but he
Tibbs?
needs to be adaptable.
With Tibbs, though, Hadouken, I want to ask you this question real quick. See, I don't think the Knicks brought Tibbs in to be the future coach, in my opinion. I think they brought Tibbs in to be the coach, to team up with Randall, Rose. You know, he's got Taj here. He's got players like that here. But I want to say this. I think Tibbs is the guy that's going to bring in the free agents. What do you think about that?
I don't think any guy.
Coach in 2 years.
I don't think
we got a different coach in 2 years.
I don't think any single player has just gone to Tibbs to play with him besides him going to D Rose and Taj. And they signed him for 5 years. There's no way he's not here for the future. Like, there's still like 3 more years left on his deal. So
yeah, and
do you know how many
their
coaches Dolan's paying now? Dolan's probably paying 2 or 3 coaches now. When Dolan's ready for you to go, you go, and he works out the payout. That money is not a problem.
And we're not getting Mike Malone from Denver.
The only thing I will say is this:
I
agree with everything.
For the team we got now, I think Tibbs is for the team we got now. I think with the listen to me. I think with the Cam Reddish signing, I think there's another trade coming up. Randall could be gone. You guys are all
no. Stay on the coach. Tricky, changing the subject. Let me jump in. No, Tricky.
I am on the subject. Randall could be gone because Randall is part of the coach.
What? Randall being gone is not the subject. Randall being gone is not the topic.
Oh my God, you won't let me talk.
Hey, Tibbs. Hey, Freezie, let me say this. To your point, Freezie. Specifically to your point, on topic. I agree with you. I love me some Tibbs. Just the way he goes about it.
Because of you. You won't let me talk, though? Really? Come on, let me talk.
Tricky Nicky, come on, man.
Well, why won't you let me say it?
Tricky, just chill out, man.
All right, I'll chill.
We just going back and forth.
Can you tell him to let me say what I wanted to?
Nah, man.
He wouldn't even give my point.
So the point about having a conversation is that we all have it's a certain flow.
Everybody else on the panel, though, agreed to let me talk, and he cut me off.
Right. Hey, well.
All right, whatever. I'm cool.
So to your point specifically, Freezie, if Tibbs is going to be that man, and you see how Tibbs going about it, then Leon Rose is on the clock now. You can't keep sending Tibbs out there. He's going to protect Randall. He's going to isolate the fans. Fans in New York are trolls. They got Randall so messed up. I watched Randall the other day. The fact of the matter is, I think he wants to be in New York. He enjoys these big lights. That's why he took the deal. He immediately grabbed Melo Ball and walked Melo Ball. Oh, wait, which one?
Yeah, it was LaMelo.
Walked him right to his son. Signed his jersey. His son's on the front seat. This is why Randall is in New York. He believes in it. But New York is going to run him out. New York is going to run Tibbs out. And I've been a fan since 1983. Some of y'all wasn't even born on this panel.
Yeah, I'm with
New York. Get it done. One time we were going to go down in the 90s, about 99, was it? Every Knicks fan was going to go to the Garden and start it and get Dolan out of there. This fan base is serious. The problem is this fan base isn't realistic. That's why 3 weeks in, as a responsible host on this network, I said, you guys got to relax and roll the tank. Where you going, you got to see it for what it is. And then once we got to this point, when guys couldn't get what they wanted, Freezie, guess what they want? They want everybody traded and everybody fired for what? Rinse, wash, repeat. We've been doing this since 1997.
Right.
Rinse, wash, repeat. Rinse, wash, repeat.
Right. It's the same thing over and over. So yeah, hey guys, hey man, listen, y'all, I'm tucking out, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up right here. I do believe though I'm gonna do a joint tomorrow, and jump back on. So I'm gonna invite everybody back tomorrow so we can come hang out. Make sure y'all check out Old School Knicks tomorrow morning at 11.
Yes.
For most of y'all football seasons are over. So if you wanna come hang out and
Frizzy, who's your team again?
I'm a Cowboys fan.
And when you're not trolling your team?
No, I'm just playing.
Hey, I just want y'all to know real quick, when y'all get the conversating to me about coaching and Tom, I'm letting y'all know where I'm at because I let everybody know yesterday. I want Tom up out of here. That's where I'm
me
at.
too. I'm with J-Bug.
That's just me. That's where I'm at. So if you don't want to hear me talk about Tom up out of here, don't talk to me about it. Because I know for a fact that's why you respect Bill Belichick and Tom Brady so much. Because when they was up by 15, they still was trying to blow you out by 35. And what he did to Minnesota and took them guys out that game, try to rest them instead of keeping the foot down on their neck and giving and forcing them other guys on Minnesota team to come back, that showed me that he don't have a killer's mentality. So just letting y'all know, I want Tom up out of here. That's where I'm at from here on out to my future of the New York Knicks. And please don't nobody talk to me about Tom Thibodeau.
Thank you.
Rookie, could I just ask? Oh, go ahead, Freeze. I was going to go ahead. Go ahead.
I love you guys.
The only thing, J-Book, I want to pick up later is, do you think they gave Tom enough to get his job done? And we don't have to talk about that tonight. That's the only thing that will be unfair.
No, we heard enough for you, though.
Yeah.